Wait, what? Huh? What? Looking at my hands on both sides, what is this? Is it, something's wrong. Everything's so vibrant. There's color, everyone. There's color. Open the windows, call out to the streets. You there, boy. What day is it today? There's
Red.
Color again day.
Philip, there's always been color. I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Stop trying to gaslight me. I know there's no color. Look, you guys can gaslight me all you want about that guy Anthony, who I know doesn't exist. You can edit as many past things as you want with him into them. Oh my gosh. Hi everyone, my name's Philip, and welcome to an exciting start to what will be a totally normal and not at all joking around game called Murder by Murder. Or is it Murder by Murder? That remains to be seen. I am what I'm calling, for now, the parlor master of this game, but I'm going to be super straightforward and say, gang, I kind of just built this system, so, I think it's going to work for our purposes, but I haven't quite, figured out, all the terminology. I'm calling them aha points, for example. I don't know if that's real. Oh, yeah, Mario, did you get
So you're telling me we're playtesters?
You are basically playtesters.
Man, I can't believe you'd have us playtest the system that you just made. Like every other game.
Here's the thing, funny joke, haha, but those haven't been full. This is a full system. Those have just been like modifications or third-party ideas.
I feel like the Star Wars one was pretty much a new system.
I appreciate that, but the Star Wars one is just Call of Cthulhu.
No, the other one.
I also appreciate that, but as much as it was pretty crazy, it really was just 4E plus 5E plus Pathfinder 2E.
Yeah, a new system.
Pretty much a brand new thing.
That was kit bashed is all I'm saying.
All right.
That's
for this game,
Frankenstein.
with
Is
me
that
are
why
the
the
players
system's
that
not even a page long?
Frankenstein's
The rules.
monster is a person to its all. It's a unique person.
Guys, another myth. There is no Frankenstein's monster. The monster is called Frankenstein.
God.
That being said, one of my
And
there's the
favorite...
Mandela effect.
Frankenstein, okay?
There was this-
Frankenstein.
He's Jewish?
There was this comedy special on Netflix that I do recommend to people watch. It's not really like a comedy special. It's just like a very weird one-off thing. But the title is Frankenstein's Monster Frankenstein. And I think it is I love it so much. It's basically claiming that the real monster is Frankenstein, as he was the monster tormenting Frankenstein's monster. So it's Frankenstein's monster's monster, Frankenstein.
Jesus.
Anyway, hey everybody. Oh, we got some hello there and General Kenobi jokes. I will say in general we should stay Obi-Wan Kenobi spoiler free, because I know there's people here who haven't watched any of it yet and intend to.
I have.
But
Spoilers.
I'm about to start.
But it's real good stuff, but, I mean, we all know hello there. So, why hello there? It's been a long, long time. That was Johnny... No, that's Willie Nelson. Jeez, I almost messed that up. So, what are we doing here tonight? Well, this is kind of a more informal, sort of, everyone chatting, figuring stuff out. Everybody out there in chat, please feel very free to sort of throw stuff out there, and at times I may sort of go to chat and see if we can get quick consensus on any other points. We do fortunately have... sometimes it is helpful to have an odd number of players, so that there just cannot be ties. And what's really often funny is that people will then just vote so that one person has to make a decision, and it makes me happy in my heart because it's mean-spirited. So let's talk a little bit about this game. I'm saying a lot of this to you players for the first time as well, because really all I sent you was just this kind of character sheet. Did everybody get that, by the way? These shared.
Yep,
okay,
yep,
so.
yep.
And if you haven't looked over the rules, I'm going to sort of summarize them very quickly. The idea here is that this is certainly not a combat-heavy game. It's also not really a roll to find clues sort of game. If you're ever looking for clues or rolling and that stuff, you might be trying to find extra clues or find more context for them. But in general, this isn't a game where, like, if no one rolls a, it's not like a D&D thing where, well, no one rolled a 15 on perception, you'll never find that door you've got to find. It's a much more sort of, you're gonna get everything you need, and there will be multiple sort of pointers along the way for stuff. So it's gonna be likely that even if you don't find, even if, despite all of that, if you just don't even enter a room, I expect you to, you'll probably be able to find some context and clues to always be moving forward. That being said, there will be times when you will want to use some kinds of skills, and this is, I've kind of removed all, like, degrees of success. It's going to be very sort of simple, binary, yes, no, did it work, did it not work game, because it really isn't about the roles and mechanics. And we're going to be doing this with what I call I'm calling it the Christie system, but the mechanic is like the hit 5 or something. I haven't come up with all the names for this, everyone. I just want to be very clear about that. Okay. The point being, all you have to do is roll a 5 or higher. But depending on which of your various sort of abilities you're using, you're going to be using different dice for that. Rolling a 5 or higher. Guys, I know this is complicated math I'm about to do. Fun fact. Rolling a 5 or higher on a d6 is a 1 in 3 chance.
I follow.
Can you cite your sources?
Absolutely. If you add up the number of sides on a 6-sided die, which after many attempts, I'm pretty sure is 6.
I'm gonna need to see your work on that.
Understood. Okay, so fortunately, I found one of these. Check this out. That actually has been numbered.
I will leave this call.
Okay.
I'm sorry. So the point being, there's a 1 in 3 chance of rolling a 5 or higher on a d6, which is, not amazing odds, but it happens. There is a 50% chance of rolling a 5 or higher on a d8. So that's kind of even odds, coin flip, you've got to, you got kind of like a gambler's shot. On a d12, to roll a 5 or higher is a 2 out of 3. 5 or higher are 8 of the 12 sides on the thing, whatever. I'm not actually showing my work, and I do apologize, KJ, but that's kind of the idea. So the point being,
I'm just saying, my teacher always told me.
If you have a
not the one who's
d12,
asking to show the work.
if you have a d12, your odds are better. I will not get into the actual percentages here, but they actually become pretty favorable. So basically, you only have like 3 sort of like overarching attributes here, being your intuition, which is like logical leaps. This is also though how you'll like lie to people. You will notice there's no charisma in this. Charisma is you guys just saying whatever you want to use. It's just going to be kind of talking and chatting, and it's very RP heavy. So you have intuition, knowledge. Knowledge is like the Sherlock Holmesian, I saw that the clay on his shoe only comes from this region of whatever, which means, if you have high knowledge, you'll be able to maybe draw those, kind of make those actual deductions at times. And then your physicality, this is, kind of representing con and dex and strength all sort of bundled into one. This is, like oftentimes Poirot is not so physically capable, but his friend Hastings will, climb up the side of a house to like try to rescue the lady, or so there's times where maybe it's good to have some people with some degree of physicality, or even to like wrestle the gun away from the murderer when they've been found out and they have their pocket-sized one, that they were keeping in their laundry bag. So the point being, it's it's kind of these are sort of the 3 aspects. You also have luck, which I've just stolen 100% from the Call of Cthulhu style D100 Chaosium games. I love it so much in Star Wars. I probably need to add it to D&D. I find it the most useful tool as a DM of anything I've ever encountered. So yeah, all of that is to say, you'll also be able to roll luck. So in this game, if you're going to just kind of go with the baseline, you're going to have D8s in your intuition, knowledge, physicality, and you're going to have a d6 in your luck. But you can improve any of these dice values by lowering any others to d6s. So, if you wanted your physicality to be a d12 and you didn't care about having a lot of knowledge, you could have a d8 in intuition, a d6 in knowledge, and a d12 in physicality. If you want your luck to go up, you can increase your luck to a d8, but one of your other attributes needs to go to a d6. If you want your luck to be amazing and be a d12, 2 of your other attributes have to be d6s. I'm going to tell you, that might be a good plan. That might be a really good spread in this game. You will notice, though, that in all of these sort of cosmologies, your stats are basically going to be, because you do have the 1d6 as the default in luck, your stats are either going to be d6, d8, 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 or 2d6s, a d8, and a d12. One way or another, that's how it will sort of work out. So basically, it is a question of, do you want to be, you know, really good at one thing, or would you rather have this kind of basic thing? That's a thing to consider. In addition to this, you're all going to get to choose some specialties. These are specific uses of intuition, knowledge, physicality, kind of like proficiencies. And what you get to do is you get to roll at advantage whenever you make the rolls for that specific thing. Advantage meaning you get to roll 2d6s, and if either one is a 5 or higher, the odds on that, I believe, increases to 55% of the time you'll be in good shape. And if you roll 2d12s, I think it's 87% chance, or something in that ballpark, that you'll have a 5 or higher. So, you know, it can make if you choose d6s, you can put specialties into those things, so you're still pretty good at those. Or you could put a specialty into a d12 if you have one to just be amazing. Lastly, you have aha points, which kind of function like the clue points that the Gumshoe gets in our Noir game. But you can also use those, and you'll get 3 of those every session, but there are times where I might hand out more of those for finding secret clues or other little stuff. So I would say, in general, kind of like inspiration, such, you should always spend those if you care to. Your aha points, you can either use to like get insights into clues if nothing's making sense, kind of like a Gumshoe does, or also like a Gumshoe, you can use them to add 1 to any roll you make. You can use as many as you want. So if you ever roll a 4, and you're like, ooh, I really want to hit this, spend an aha point, and it will be a 5 instead. If you ever roll a 2, you can spend all of your aha points, and then it will be a 5. But if you roll a 1, unless you've gotten more aha points, I would strongly recommend against using your aha points to raise your 1 to a 4, because again, this is the take 5 system. How's take 5 sound? Hit 5, take 5.
High 5.
5 alive? I don't care.
Sorry, I'm all I have is take on me in
5s
my
are
brain.
high. 5s are high.
All you have is what in your brain, Mario?
Take on me, because you keep saying aha.
Aha. Into your dreams. Okay. So that's kind of just a rundown of the system, really for you players as well as everybody. We also will be doing some secret stuff, and that really isn't going to happen in this part. I will sort of be talking to all of you because I want this to be sort of clear from the outset. I think I've spoken to you guys about this a bit already. The fun gimmick of this game is whoever the culprit of the crime that is clearly going to be committed at the, during the first chapter of this thing. It'll probably be the first chapter. I guess it's sometimes the murder happens like really far into the book, but I think in this case it'll be session 1 sometime. The culprit could very easily be one of you. I will be conspiring with many, but not all of you, privately, about sub-goals, schemes, connections that you have kept hidden from this clear murder target.
So you will know all of our secrets?
I will know all of your secrets. You will not know one another's secrets, but one of you could be the murderer, but there will also be some NPC guests at this event. So, maybe it's one of you, or maybe it's not, and you're all being paranoid for no reason. And that's the kind of mean-spirited stuff I like to bring to RPG games with friends.
How do you decide?
Yeah, that tracks.
Do you decide it, or do you just roll on it?
In this instance, I am probably not going to roll on it randomly. In this instance, I will probably I will sort of begin to build the mystery, and then I will reach out to the players. One thing I'll actually ask all of you to do privately, if you would, just shoot me a text or a direct message here in our chat. If any of you, for just in your heart, and I totally get it, are like, I don't want to be the killer. That's not me. That's not who I am. I'm a good person. I've put that behind me. I found this guy named Chris T. His name is Chris T. Never mind. When we were taking some standardized test, my friend named Christopher, you had to write like the first 6 letters of your name. on a thing, and everyone was like, and my friend Ben was like, guys, my name's Ben Jam, and we were all laughing as the proctor doing this AP exam was like, please stop. She's like, please stop, and he's like, guys, I'm Ben Jam, and then this other guy goes, I'm Christ, I am Christ Patterson. Good times. But enough about good times. The point is, if anybody doesn't want to be a murderer, let me know. Otherwise, anyone will be up for grabs. I will probably, in this rare instance, try to not have it be random. There will be some actual intention behind it as I sort of try to build the most interesting mystery. So provided no one says, I don't want to be the murderer, basically, by telling me, maybe I should have it be everyone text me right now, I will or I will not be a murderer. Just so that I have hard confirmation, because I don't want a circumstance where I then build a thing and then reach out and say, you're the murderer, and you're like, nah, I don't want to be.
Text you or message you? Chat.
Let's
You
text.
should do it in the message, so you might make a mistake and we can see it.
Yeah, don't do it in the chat here. Text me. Perfect. Okay, cool.
I have to get my phone?
You're fine. You're
No, do it in the chat, just in case. It'll be fine. No one will make a mistake. It's fine.
Chat. Go ahead and put it in chat.
I'm fully down putting it in chat. Whether you'll put it in chat, I don't know.
Oh no, I've already texted.
Well, but put it in chat, but legit, like, click the blue thing and make it go just to me, not to, you can chat it to...
Put it in Twitch chat so we have a record.
Don't put it in Twitch chat, guys. So
in case something happens to your phone.
So that's a fun thing. So let me also...
I want to put, like, yes, and then add a second message, I will not do
yes, I will not be the murderer.
Yes.
That is some
wasn't
real...
helpful! To that point, friends and neighbors, there are 3 things we're going to be doing tonight, and I'll actually solicit your thoughts on order. Otherwise, I'll just proceed kind of willy-nilly however I want to. The 3 things we will do is we will build your characters and create maybe some connections between some of your characters. We don't have to have, each one of you doesn't have to have like a tie to everyone else. We can, but we can kind of have it be this. Thing 2, so that's item 1. We'll do items on the agenda. That sounds more classy and more Agatha Christie-esque. Item 1 on the agenda, come up with your characters. Item 2 on the agenda, decide the setting for our murder mystery. Item 3, create the person who's invited you here. Create this NPC who's brought you. Will this person be murdered? I don't know.
Just about to ask that. Is he
Me.
gonna die
Probably.
horribly in the
Yes.
first 10 minutes?
Or
She?
actually,
they.
it's the 30, so it's he or she, which is dark. A dark truth about our horrible history of this scary world.
Will there be additional murders?
That is a good question. I will mention to the 5 of you, kind of as I've sort of done this, this is meant to be a cozy game, so I was kind of mentioning this to Ka earlier. Like, if any of you say, I'm gonna put my head in this wood chipper, then I guess we will have to deal with the fact that your character has died. But generally speaking, though there may be murderers, like, like doing scary things, you guys don't have to worry about, like, death. So you should sort of proceed as daringly as you'd like to, especially if you're the one who's secretly the murderer.
So we can punch anyone we want, yes.
But there,
you could murder an NPC or something.
correct, there may be additional NPC murders. God. So there's...
Can we murder someone out of spite, even if we're not the murderer?
Can we commit our own separate murders?
Yeah,
Yes.
just like, you know what? I don't really like this. I'm not feeling this NPC, Philip. He's gotta go.
I'm so mad Philip didn't make me the murderer.
Excuse me, will murders not on the spine be permitted in this game?
It's gonna end up like Clue, isn't it? Where we all commit one
Yeah.
murder in this thing. And we're all guilty of at least one
Everyone's
murder.
guilty.
That movie is so good. I mean, obviously
It's awesome.
we think about the stuff from that movie that's just amazing, and obviously the flame side of the face is like, 1 + 2 + 1 + 1. I mean, we talk about
Is there someone in the house or isn't there? Yes, there is. Yes, there is.
Communism was just a red herring. But I have to say, in one of those endings, when I think it's when spoilers for the Clue movie.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen it. So
40 years
You
ago.
haven't seen Glue. What's
The
wrong with
statute
you?
of limitations have
All right,
passed.
I've got the
I'm
Blu-ray
gonna
right
do
here.
this
I'll stream
without.
it.
I'm gonna do this without. I'm gonna say an actor's name, and I'm gonna do this other thing. But at some
I'll
point,
just take my headphones off. Just wave it.
or do that. That's fine. When basically
Never wave at him.
when Wadsworth is running around and like explaining all the stuff, and he's like running like from the bathroom to another room. You remember this thing in his ending? When he like tells Miss Scarlet, played by Leslie Ann Warren, who that's one of my real 70s 80s crushes. Holy smokes! When he says to her, and he's like, and then you did whichever murder, and she goes, "Yes, God, you're good." I really.
Who are you, Perry Mason?
Yeah, who are you, Perry? I love it.
Single best ending.
I do think that one is my favorite. Yeah.
Don't put your headphones on. We were raving say don't put them on.
You suck.
All right. Anyway,
One
back
time,
to
one time we did a really. This is a half fun one tonight. One time we did a really dumb joke. I don't remember who started it. It was I think it was me and Ka started. I don't remember which one of us did it. We did a joke where this was during the pandemic before we were streaming, when we were logging on for our weekly game. I think like one of us somebody kept a mask on, just like alone in our homes, and then
that was just me.
so like you and I had our masks on, and then every single subsequent person
that's
who signed
right.
in like put a mask on. I'm like, what are we wearing?
I remember that.
Yeah, we're. Can you guys believe we haven't won any awards? Okay, so those are the 3 items on the agenda: create your characters, determine our setting, and create our unfortunate host. So, does anyone have opinions on? I can see benefits to a lot of things. Do any of those seem like the best place to start? Like, would you guys like to know the setting this will be before you decide your character?
I think setting first.
Setting first? Is that
Yeah.
appealing to everyone? All right, so I'm a real Agatha Christie nut. I have read every Poirot novel and every Poirot short story. I have read almost all the Miss Marples. I have not read all the short stories. I think there's a couple of those novels. I haven't read all the other standalone novels, but I've read a bunch of them. Also, side note, if anyone here has BritBox, the Why Didn't They Ask Evans miniseries that was just written and directed by Hugh Laurie is really good. That's a very
House?
fun. Yeah. Who is weirdly British.
He's also Wooster.
He's also one of the crooks in the live-action 101 Dalmatians.
That
Wait,
was
Is that the
do you
one
know
where they
that
get Cruella
close?
de Vil on
Yes.
tragic backstory?
He's the tall one,
no,
and Arthur Weasley is the short one. In
He's
case
from
anyone here-
he's from the first time they did it live action.
Yeah, the first one in
Remember
what,
with Glenn
like,
Close?
in the mid '90s.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I didn't.
With
realize that
Glenn
was
Close.
Fuck.
Also, there's a few other people in that. Yeah, what is that, like 1990?
I'm pretty
Who's in
sure.
Jeff
guy
Daniels was
is
Roger.
The guy from.
I totally
I
forgot.
was about to say
Yeah.
it was Jeff Daniels and Jolie Richardson is who I could not think of. It's really fun stuff. So, all right. Well, we've had a request for our setting first. So, I got a sidetracked on Agatha Christie, which naturally led us to 101 Dalmatians. I'm a huge fan of the Agatha Christie stuff. So let me kind of kick you guys like the primary sort of like archetypes of how these things are set. One
Sure.
is you're at a traditional English manor house in the countryside. There is a village nearby, so they'll probably be going to the village. Like if a murder happens at this mansion house, no one can leave the village area, and you'll probably have to go to the village for the inquest, and there will be an inquest at this game. I don't even care if I throw you a curveball and there's no murder and it's a thievery or something. Oh, there will be an inquest, because that's this thing that happens in all Agatha Christie novels and only in them.
What's an inquest?
I don't really understand. It's like
It's a British thing they do after a suspicious death.
It's like
and
when a person
they-
dies, they have
Yeah.
this like mini. It's like not a trial, but it's this court thing where the coroner says, "I think this person was killed by one of these ways," and they have to hear some amounts of evidence. It's very weird, and it's
A
usually
judicial inquiry to ascertain the facts relating to an incident such as a death.
yeah, and it or a thievery. But the point is, it always ends with like murder by person or persons unknown is often how it ends, and it's real fun. All right, so foul play by persons or persons unknown. Okay,
Do they
so
have an inquest when it's not suspicious? Like, oh, this was an accident.
I think they might, but I don't think it's a thing anyone attends. I think it's just like the coroner comes and says the thing on the record. So, or maybe that's not an inquest, but that's just the standard thing. Okay, so, option 1. Traditional English manor house. This is going to feel the most like Clue. This is going to be all about this like mysterious place in this way. It's going to be like a house. Will there be secret passages? There might not be. I might try to screw you guys up and not have a secret passage. But here's the idea. Basically, you're in it. You're at a beautiful house in the English countryside. It's very archetypical. This is like the mysterious affair at Styles, murder of Roger Ackroyd, and also like Curtain, the final Poirot thing. This is all sort of the archetype of those. Option 2 is some exotic locale. Basically, you are all traveling, you're all people of leisure, people of means, or maybe you're servants there too. So you are at, this is the equivalent of Death on the Nile, Murder on the Orient Express, these kinds of things where you are in an interesting location. Death Among the Pyramids, is that one that's called one? I should have all these more. I should have all of these more. Whatever. The Blue Train. That's one where you're at in like the Mystery of the Blue Train. Yeah, that's where like they're in the like south of France. That's a really fun one too.
Or you're trapped on a train.
What's that?
Or you are trapped on a train.
We won't be specifically doing a train. There won't be a train. I'll tell you that. There could be some train travel, but the murder will not be on a train. Because they just make me too car sick. So
Maybe train sick.
I'm in a train car. I stand by it. Option 3, and here's where we get into kind of what is weirdly the most common kind of these stories, even though it's not what anyone thinks of as the archetypical thing. Option 3 is London. At somehow something happens. You're basically in the middle of civilization, can go around anywhere, do whatever stuff you need to do. This is in some ways this is the most common, but the least archetypical, if that makes sense.
Least interesting to me.
Least interesting to you. Okay, so yeah, does anybody else want to say flat out vetoing any parts of these, or yeah, let's talk about which of these we like the most.
I mean, I like the traditional, like, giant house thing.
Manor house?
The best, personally.
Actually, could we combine 1 and 2? So it's like a country house or hotel or something, but it's not English, but they are in Italy or Spain or something. So you have an exotic location. You could have
This is kind of like
servants who speak
Murder
broken
in the
English.
Sagrada Familia.
this is sort of like Evil Under the Sun is sort of like that.
We're in the Maldives.
Maldives. Okay.
What is the Maldives?
Okay, but it sounds like,
chain of
am I
islands.
right that nobody wants to do the thing where it's like in London and you've got a dinner at someone's house and you're, yeah, okay.
That actually doesn't sound bad, but I mean, if nobody else wants to do it, that's fine.
Honestly,
I'm fine.
with whatever.
I don't see what the
Honestly,
difference
I
between
don't
that is
know
and the other
London
one.
geography well enough to be comfortable with that.
That's fair. Okay,
Even
so
though it's probably not, but
we will do an isolated location as our setting. The question now becomes, do we want it to be an exotic isolated location or a traditional one? I think we've had a vote. We've had one vote for both directions for that. I will say I am more comfortable. There are certain places we'd go that I will not be doing accents for the locals. But just out of because that's not a good idea. If you're in England, I'll be doing accents for the locals. If if you're in France, I'll do accents for the locals. I have a short list of things. One exotic one, which was kind of interesting and has a different vibe, would be at a this is a isolated exotic thing, would be at like a German like fairy tale castle. Yeah, exactly.
Neuschwanstein Castle?
Yeah, like that kind of castle that everyone's gathered at a castle and there's been a murderer in a sort of what looks like a very like, quaint thing. Of course, this is a rough time for this because we're setting this in the 1930s. So this would probably be early 30s, and it would be like there'll probably be a lot.
It's okay. It's like the Scooby-Doo gang that shows up at a castle, and they're just like, sure.
There'll probably be
There's
a lot.
the one guy in the SS uniform. I wonder who is the murderer of this party here.
Yeah, I have not. I
Nine
don't.
is
Oh no,
possibly-
a murder.
Fine.
Wait, his name's Red Herring, though. I don't know.
Someone has died. I am so unused to this. I'm
Eddie.
frightened of it.
Oh, mein Gott!
My God. Someone has used violence to get to whatever end they wish. I am shocked and appalled.
I really like German accents, but
Fair enough. So, do we have any other votes for or against kind of staying in the UK versus the exotique? And I'm sure that we can bring, I'm sure we can also do a more exotic spot in the UK, like we could do like on the,
Ireland, Wales, Scotland.
we could do like an island. Yeah, we could do or even like Isle of Man or Jersey. Isn't Jersey a weird island?
It would make sense why there's a New Jersey.
Yeah, somebody.
Yeah,
New
the old
Jersey.
one was just
It's
no
Old
good.
Jersey.
It's called the Bailiwick of Jersey, and it's an island that is run by the UK, but it's it's the largest of the Channel Islands, as is Guernsey, and it is
You're just making up words now.
I'm not.
Yeah.
It's Guernsey. You guys,
I heard of
Some
Guernsey.
British guy's gonna watch the house.
Guernsey is real.
it is one of
That's
the
fine.
3 crown dependencies. Let's look into crown dependencies. We have
Background dependency one.
We don't want to know about your love life.
all right, the Bailiwick of
man.
Guernsey, the Bailiwick
Oh,
of
good.
Jersey. Anybody else want to guess what the 3rd crown dependency is? You've heard of it many times. It is also an island. Anybody want to guess?
Wales?
Manhattan.
Wales is not an island. Manhattan is an island, but it's well across the Atlantic.
Hawaii.
It
Maui.
is the Isle of Man.
Actually,
I know about Isle of Man. I heard about it. That's all I name. I
How
heard the
about-
name. That's it.
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn?
No.
Hey,
Okay.
I'm walking here.
Now,
I'm
slight
walking to
time out.
Wrong,
It-
wrong genre.
It
Wrong
is,
genre.
it is on point to do it somewhere in New England as well. Like, that's where Clue is in New England. So you could even do, like, upstate New York or New England if you wanted to. That being said, an island in sort of the UK, that is kind of appealing to me. How
Yeah,
does that
there
sound?
is actually. Isn't
I don't
there
mind.
one Agatha Christie when they are the 12
It's called,
not
well,
Indians anymore?
it is now, should never have been called
That
that.
mean,
no, not.
It
If
is
you really
called-
want to get exotic, have it take place in Trachaloy.
Oh, oh man.
Evil
Back in the old
under
country.
this.
Oh
well,
my
if we,
god.
I mean, I guess
Then we
we
have
could.
to go back to black and white if we do that.
No,
Oh,
it would
this
be
is
no.
prequel.
It wouldn't because it would be
It'd
in
be
the 30s.
Trachaloy
Prequel.
before. Yeah.
Before that.
Before everything.
Prequel, man.
How about it's an island, but it's a fictional island? One of the Channel Islands. You just
fic-
invent one.
You want a fictional Channel Island, so I'm not going to learn everything about.
So we're
Jersey
going
to do that
DC
next
instead
week.
of Marvel.
No, you can make them up. You can, you can read whatever, and then you just make up your own. Or
And the big
Your
twist
own
is this
island
isn't
from
an
back.
island, it's a peninsula.
Sounds good.
The turtle.
Why is that so familiar?
That's where the Simpsons,
Okay.
when they're watching that reality show with the like 2 girls dating a guy who owns an island, but it's not an island, it's a peninsula. Like, this relationship is supposed to be built on trust. Like,
All right. Well, cool.
just want to
Um,
take that boat ride home. Well, now you can walk home.
Okay. Well, but so yeah. So this is, and I think the current title for it is "And Then There Were None." And it is just one of
Yes.
those things where like that is it's such a fun and clever thing, and you do sort of just hate all of the just Just centuries of racism that have to permeate all this stuff and many of their titles and things. We could, but I think, and then there were none. I mean, let me tell you guys, you're making my life easy, because the best way to add dramatic tension is you're on a freaking island.
But there can be like a settlement on the island.
Of course.
There are locals. And
There's a village on the island. There's you guys.
Yeah.
But there's
there
a
can
horrible
be a
storm and the boat's
Yes,
gone.
the storm.
So we have no means of, now we're trapped here as you guys try to fight. So yeah. So that we will be at a manor house on a channel island that either will be Jersey or a fictional one. Hey chat, what do you guys think? Should it be Jersey or a fictional one? Now I say this, and I need to wait a minute because it takes.
There's old New Jersey.
Name it the Badlands.
It's not New Jersey. That's a different thing.
No, old New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Yeah, New Jersey. Yeah.
People who left from New Jersey to go to New Jersey, and there we go.
I'm hearing fictional. I'm hearing fictional twice.
All right, so
Oh, you're not counting me, hey?
You should see a doctor because that's just written.
Fictional with Jersey vibes. I like that. That's kind of giving me what I need, but freeing us up.
It's called Fictional.
Also, the channel island of Fictional.
Fictional. Yes.
It's like that commercial where they say Target.
Oh my god.
Target.
Jersey is it
Jersey?
seems like ooh.
we're going to Jersey. There we go.
Jersey seems to there's a claim that Jersey has it's like a real mix of English and French culture, which means it's pretentious two ways.
Does this Jersey have a shore, perhaps?
Guys, well then you know what
Island, so
Detail,
yes,
detail,
it's
detail.
surrounded by it.
then I'm glad that everyone has
Island.
said fictional and you can't have your yeah, certainly. So in that case that's good. In that case it will be a fictional channel island, or maybe an island between Ireland and Wales or something. We'll figure that out. But the point being, we'll be on an island, we'll be isolated, it will be traditional sort of mansion, maybe a small settlement nearby, but for the most part it will be why have we come to this isolated spot? This was a bad idea. Now that the bodies show up, can we solve this crime ourselves? Can we even trust everyone here? Etc. You guys get it. Also, I love the idea if one of you's the murderer and accidentally give it away, and then the game is just over early. That's cool. If anyone doesn't like this and is the murderer in session 3, they're like, "I'm the murderer. Arrest me. I don't want to play anymore."
No, you just kill someone and just in plain here. Look.
All right, here. You guys want to see me? Here, catch me red-handed.
Yeah.
This is gonna be some
here,
Sideshow
butler.
Bob stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So,
I have the records to prove it.
gym tan lingerie. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, perfect. Well, that's what we'll do then. I like it. So, we will be on. I'm just writing down my notes of what stuff I have to make up before next week.
Oh no, they did not say. Oh no. Oh no.
Perfect. Okay, cool. I love it. Okay, so, that solves that. But let's move on to our remaining questions. I think we should come up with your characters before we make up our victim, unless enough of you have no idea about your characters that you'd like someone to have as a foil. You know, because I will say all of you will need everyone will have some connection to this person just because you've been invited to this weekend on the island.
I have zero idea who I want to be for this. So.
Okay.
I have a fairly good idea of who I want to be.
Okay. We have a zero idea, a fairly good idea.
I have a
have two
decent
ideas.
idea. I have a decent
Decent. You
idea.
have 2 ideas.
Yeah.
Ka?
Jeremy.
What, are you waiting
You
for
should
me?
be-
Yeah, sure.
you should be-
I've got some ideas. Yeah.
Got some ideas.
I have an idea
Just
for
depends.
basic for Jeremy. Yeah.
Well,
You have an idea
basically,
for Jeremy.
I'll fill in whatever skill we're weak in, because I can play whatever. I can play the smart ass, I can play the intuition,
Okay.
or I can just be the muscle.
Oh, the muscle. Hey, what else is new? Dom. All right. Okay, so in that case, I feel no more clarity on if we should figure out everyone's characters or come up with
Alright.
our main person. Anybody care?
I was- There should be somebody, a major somebody or something, because there's
Wait,
always a
It's
major.
characters or what?
Oh, there's
Whatever.
for sure.
Or the victim, the host.
Do we want to come up with the person who's
I feel like
inviting?
characters first before we
Characters
go.
first. Hey guys, what is this? USA? Characters are welcome. All right. I don't even know if anyone gets that joke, and you shouldn't, because I doubt that's still their.
Does any of us have cable?
I doubt that's still even their motto.
My
Let's see if
dad
that's still
does.
their motto.
I didn't ask if your dad have cable. Ah, man.
Ooh, I like this song. Do.
You said anybody, all right? That's what you said.
Okay. Fair. You got me there.
My mom has one cable channel, and it's the Filipino channel somehow.
I mean, if
And
she
then she
watches
still
it, that's
asks you how
helpful.
to change the channel.
Oh no, she doesn't. It never leaves that channel.
It looks like it's. I think it is still its. I think it's still the tagline.
Novellas are life.
All right, so characters
Most
welcome.
certainly are. I've seen it.
Let's. All right. Well, yeah. Let's talk about your characters. So, we'll go to someone who said they kind of know exactly what they're doing. Jeremy. No, I'm just kidding. Let's. KJ, would you like to start, or would you like to wait a beat?
Sure.
All right. So, KJ, my first question for you. I kind of. Because the mechanics are so light in this, we can kind of do them sort of as it goes. What is your idea for your character?
Well, her name is Sybil Wilson. She's like, I don't know,
Damn,
early
you have a name.
20s. Yeah. Well, it's not like I just looked up popular like English last names, and that was Wilson. It was both on the American list and the British list.
No.
And Sybil is just it was my favorite character in Downton Abbey. So
Hey guys.
that's all that is.
Hey guys, you know what I did to get ready for today's game? Did I watch all of Downton
Bridgerton?
Abbey: A New Era? I did watch Downton Abbey: A New
man.
Era. Hey guys, I really like Downton Abbey. Then did I watch the new 2 episodes of Only Murders in the Building? Yes, I did. I like that show a lot. It was multiple things that were getting me in the mood for this. You know what I didn't watch today was The Boys, because that would have been wrong. Would have been the wrong vibe, wrong headspace. All right, so Sybil. Absolutely, I miss Lady Sybil.
Ew.
She's oh boy. Anyway, so what kind of person is Sybil Wilson? Is she highfalutin? Medium-falutin?
What is that a word?
Or low-falutin? Highfalutin?
Have you never heard of highfalutin?
It's okay if you haven't heard it, but I'm just.
Are you guys gaslighting me right now? Is that a
We
real
are not.
No, it
They're
means like
gaslighting
fancy.
you.
It means
Okay.
fancy.
We
No,
are
I've never
not-
heard that word in my life.
We are not gaslighting you on that point. No. Highfalutin just means like fancy, rich, fancy pants.
Then yes.
Well, then why don't we
you know.
use a fancy pants word, like refined? Okay, so Sybil Wilson is a fancy. Is she? Do you want her to be a member of the? Is she Is she a lady?
Is she lady?
Is she
Yeah.
Lady Sybil? Is she from a family that has some kind of a peerage?
That's another made-up word.
Is she a member of the aristocracy, the landed gentry?
I mean, through context clues, I figured that out. Yeah.
Sorry.
But I mean, I don't know because I don't know like what the laws are. But like I was texting about this earlier. She was married into it, but it was like her mom. I don't know how.
Understood. Oh, okay, then perfect. So her mother married a lord, an earl, perchance,
Yes.
maybe a marquess.
Sure.
A marquess is a. I think it is
kind
Marquez.
of high ranking, you know.
Marquez is really up there. Point is maybe an
Yeah.
earl or whatever. So okay, so in that case, she would not have a lady title.
Okay.
So you would be the sort of, you would be connected to the Earl of blah blah blah. And you're a part of their household and family, and you take dinner with them at the fancy table where the footmen bring you the food and you serve from the one side or yeah. But golly, did those people have a lot of money. That's what monarchies will let you do. Anyway, so the point is, you will not be a lady, but you will be sort of known to be connected to that family. So that family is not the Wilson family. That family will have some other name.
Yeah, no, the Wilson was her father before, who dead.
And then your mother married Lord Richie Richington.
That sounds right.
We'll come up with that part later. So the point is, you are sort of you're kind of like you're a person with money, with means. You're a part of society kind of person.
Yeah.
Great. That's wonderful. In terms of your sort of stats, and this also just is about like how you just as a person like to do stuff. Do you want to be sort of even Stevens, or do you want to be, do you want to have like some real strengths and weaknesses?
I want, so physicality is also like speed and stuff, I assume, right?
Physicality is speed. Physicality is anything from pickpocketing to climbing to wrestling to, anything.
Oh.
But what you can do is you can use your specialties to make your, and here we're kind of going through this, you guys are just, everyone's getting a test of sort of how this game sort of works of building these characters. You can pick your specialties, so even if you wanted to be like really good at a couple of things, you could simply give yourself specialties in those things. So that you are like really, even though you're not great physically, you still have a better than average chance of this one specific use. So like, for example, if you wanted to be really fast, but you didn't want to be any other kind of physical, you would just say running under specialties, in which case whenever you run, you get to roll 2 dice and use the higher one.
Ah, yes, then that. I want that. That's exactly what I want.
Perfect. So,
I want her fast, but fragile.
Fast but fragile.
Glass cannon.
Are you going to lower your physicality to a D6, or do you want to keep it? Okay, gotcha. So set your physicality to a D6. Write running below, or just speed, whatever your sort of distance running, however you want to phrase it. You may now turn knowledge or intuition to a D8, or luck to a D8.
But if I do luck, I have to put one more down, right?
Nope. You've done that for physicality.
You already put one down.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I needed 2 down for.
No, you can make it even better.
If you also put knowledge down, your luck can be a D12. And that is actually something that I'm gonna say, like, if anybody wants to be a gambler or just a general rich person, that's a real fun thing to do, is to just have 12 in luck, and you're like, oh look, I found a bunch of pounds in my pocket. All right. That's what you're doing, Mario.
Can I?
As soon as you said I could turn it up and turn everything down, I was like, yes, chaos. Let's
And
do it.
sold.
Can I? If I also decrease knowledge, you probably just explained this and I didn't process it.
Go ahead.
If I also decrease knowledge, can both intuition and luck go up?
If you decrease knowledge, luck can go up to a D8 and intuition can be a D12. Yes.
Perfect.
Great. So you are going to get 2 more specialties in these abilities. I'm going to, if you know what they are, go ahead and say them, and we're gonna move over to another character here, as you sort of think about those. But it's basically like rather than there being set skills like in D&D, you're just picking any sort of usage that you want in those things, and then whenever they come up in the game, you'll get to use the thing. So like if you want examples of them, I can give you some now, or you can hear what other people are sort of picking.
Well, I know what I get 2 more specialties.
You get 2 more specialties. And there
so
may be ways to add more specialties as we play as well. Continue, sorry.
Okay. I do want her to have one thing of not. It's similar to one thing in knowledge, I guess, but I want her to really know, like, I don't know how to call it, but like, she's like the old school equivalent of someone who knows like all the clubs, all the people in them, or whatever, you know, just like all the fun stuff. But it's kind of, you know, maybe some of it's seedy or whatever, but.
That would definitely.
Well, it's the 30s, but Roaring 20s weren't that long ago, so maybe something carried over.
Sure.
No,
okay.
I'm not worried about the story of it. I just know what to call. I don't know what to call it.
Yeah.
Socialites.
I think that's interesting because that I could see that being an intuition-based thing. But if you want it to if you want it to be it's like the so basically, and you could just have this be both of your skills, but the intuition version would kind of be just that like you know, sort of some kind of like reading people, sort of like street sense of just like, this is a person who will, you walk in a room and you're like, that's the guy who knows what cocaine is.
Okay.
But if you want to, so, and this is kind of a decision, if you want to literally know those people and their practices, that would be a knowledge.
Oh, okay. No. Yeah, intuition then.
Okay, cool. So put criminal sense, or maybe not criminal's the wrong word. Vibe check.
All right.
Oh god.
Awesome.
And I
Your
get a
unique
vibe
skill
check.
is a vibe
And
check.
then I'm writing the third skill right there.
Perfect. I'm actually going to. This is honestly more for me than for you. I'm putting something after vibe check in your thing,
That's fine.
Just so that if we see it, we'll understand. Oh my gosh. So based on what you've put on here, are you going to reveal your other specialty? You don't have to, I suppose. Based
Not
on
at this moment.
But based on that, I bet your sort of adoptive Earl father is super thrilled with the stuff that you
Oh, he doesn't know.
get up to. Oh, okay. Is he alive and your mother alive?
Yeah.
Okay. Does he have any other kids?
Probably? I guess so, yeah.
Tell you what, do you want him to or not?
I don't care.
Then
Roll for it.
Careful, he'll marry them off, you know.
This is a luck roll. Roll a d8.
I didn't have that ready because I don't know what her color scheme is yet.
Understood.
D8.
Just a d8.
5. Does he have 5 kids? That's a lot of kids.
No. Did you roll a 5?
I rolled a 5.
As luck would have it, you were rolling on behalf of your mother. She found one with no kids already. He had not been married yet. So your mother attracted a gentleman who had no further entanglements. So while they may have some children on their own, he has no previous heirs, but any younger siblings of yours will probably be more in the will than you are, as they are his children. So if you ever want to bump off your siblings, this is the... Okay, so, great.
So
Real
it doesn't
Crusader
help
Kings.
if it's the boys, the closest, the male heir inherits everything.
True,
So
but
even if she inherits if she bumps off her siblings, it doesn't help.
no, but there is no male heir is the point.
Yeah, but then the cousin or whatever gonna
Oh, I see what you're saying, sure. Well,
like the Downton Abbey happened.
oh yeah, that's the problem. He only has
you
the
cannot.
daughters. Yeah, that's right.
The women cannot inherit.
Well, sucks to be you then, Sybil. All right, moving on.
That's why
Sucks
she
to live in
has
the
a huge
30s,
amount
doesn't
of,
it?
Yeah.
So Vaughn,
She has huge
are you
motives.
ready to go, or do you want Mario to go
Sure,
next?
sure.
All right. Wonderful. All right, Vonda. What is your idea for your character?
Well, my first of all, I'm gonna be the foreigner.
Okay.
First idea was maybe a young woman who is fragile and always need protection from men.
Mine is technically a foreigner too, so you're not the foreigner.
Are you an American?
Yeah.
Understood.
Well, that's not really.
We're
But
in
the
England.
other one,
You're
I
a
wanna
foreigner.
be
You're like,
I think what I want to go with is a crazy old biddy who pretends to be senile half the time.
It's very
Is
Miss
she
Marple.
pretending?
She's not really pretending.
And
to see
her name is Sophia Esterhazy.
okay.
Let me guess, she's from Eastern Europe.
Yeah, Eastern European nobility adjacent from one of the side branches of the biggest Hungarian noble house, the Esterhazy.
Okay.
This is the time of the
Philip
No, it's not
Dougal's
Austro.
1930s.
Between the two wars.
Austro-Hungarian.
You'll be yeah.
Is this after? Is this before or after Austria and Hungary broke up?
It's before.
Yeah, this would
No,
be
it's
this,
after. It's-
No, this would be this would be the Kingdom of Hungary, right?
Yeah, Kingdom of Hungary, because it's World War One that ended at the Austro-Hungarian Empire.
Okay. Great.
But it's still a kingdom, even though without a king.
So this is the Regency era. Ooh, Regency era.
Regency.
But like
Yeah,
of Hungary.
There
not
is
the-
nobility still and all that stuff, and that was the family.
Yeah,
that
this
was the
is
biggest.
smack dab in the middle of 1920 to 1946. So you are from the Kingdom of Hungary, the Regency. You are some noble. You are some Hungarian noble. Your name is Sophia?
Sophia Esterhazy. The Esterhazy is sort of. I put it over here.
Is that EZTERHAUS?
It's like the anglicized version of Esterhazy.
Esterhazy. Gotcha. Perfect. All right. Love it. Okay, so, from the Kingdom
Yeah.
of Hungary, currently in its Regency period, a minor noble, and she sort of pretends to be sort of less with it than she actually is. That's the idea.
Probably, yes. And I have a secret, but I guess I will only tell you.
Oh, we'll talk about that later. But so let's talk about our dear Sophia. So how do you want Sophia's stats to go? Do you want her to be kind of relatively balanced, or do you want her to have one thing she's good at and another thing she's bad at?
She's not being older. She's not very physical.
All right. So
But
are
she
you
would be good.
are you doing your own sheet, or are you using the one we have? The one I
But that you gave me, yes.
Okay, cool. So what you'll do is you will see that little arrow on your physicality. You can move that die down to a d6.
Okay, but she would be good at stuff like sleight of hand type of thing, or maybe she's a little bit of a klepto.
Oh,
She
okay,
lifts
perfect.
things,
Another klepto.
All right, so go ahead and set your here. I can also do it here for you.
Can you just do it for me?
Absolutely.
Because
So our physicality will go down here, but we will put pickpocket or
I want all the things.
We're just gonna call it
And
sticky fingers. So what this means, Sophia, is that you only roll a d6 for any kind of stuff. But if you're ever trying to pick a pocket, you get to roll double d6s and use whichever's higher. Hopefully, being a
or
There'd be a lot of
lift
rich people
something
here,
from
too.
a desk without
Lord.
seeing or something.
that kind of stuff. Which, of course,
How about things like forgery?
that would be a different skill you'd need to add.
Okay.
It's a completely different thing.
Okay.
Sticky fingers, I'll let that apply to a few different things, but forgery would be a thing. However, forgery is physicality, so if you want forgery, you could put that down as your second speciality. And what are you going to make better?
I would like to have some luck and
Okay.
some intuition.
Alrighty. So are you going to make your knowledge low as well? Because you cannot
gonna-
increase both of those.
Oh, okay.
I want to be good at all the things.
What? Okay, what does knowledge cover?
Knowledge
versus
covers
intuition?
specific information. Knowledge is, I can tell you what kind of beetle was out here. I know the time, it's information. It's stuff that you know. It's facts. It's I know how long this storm will last based on atmospheric whatever, you know. So you've moved your physicality down. You can either move your luck up to a D8 and keep the other two as D8s, or you can move your luck up to a D8, move your knowledge to a D6, and move your intuition up to a D12. In which case you have the same build as our.
Can I have Okay, no. Can I have like intuition and knowledge about the same level?
Then
and luck up? Or
then move your luck up to a D8.
Yes.
Which will do that. Okay, perfect. So you have D8s in luck, knowledge, intuition, and luck, knowledge, and intuition, a D6 in physicality. So you see, she has 3 D8s and 1 D6. That's one of the two. You either have 3 D8s and 1 D6, or you have 2 D6s, a D8, and a D12. You know, luck is kind of set in a different scheme than them, but that's basically how the game works. Cool, tight. All right, so do you have ideas for your other specialties? Do you want to sort of think on those?
Bit of a deception, I guess, that type of thing.
Deception? Okay, great. That would be a definitely. That's.
I thought you said Inception. I was like, no, you can't do that.
That's
Oh no,
there.
we'll do it. The precursor.
Original.
All right, and then you get one more speciality.
Here's a little. I don't know.
And you don't. You could think about it if you'd like as well.
Okay, let me think about it. What are the good things what are the options in general?
I mean, and I know this is actually a thing with. I'm basing this kind of like specialities sort of like the D6 system, the West End game systems. The idea is basically like. It's sort of anything you could think of. I can give you various set things, you know, like an intuition could be, you know, like you've done deception. It could also be like insight, like lie detection. It could be, you know, like kind of like just general like inference, you know, kind of like trying to put clues together, sort of stuff like that.
No, I like that. I like that.
Inference, okay, or deduction. Mm-hmm. Let's just call it deduction.
Deduction, yeah.
Yeah, I'm putting that more in the insight than the knowledge because that is just with whatever I have here. What are my best inferences?
Okay.
Great. Cool. All right. Well, so that's your sort of, you know, these are kind of fairly simple characters. All right. So we have Sophia. Also, I apologize to Sophia Distracted because I see you in chat saying this will be you hear your name all the time. Oh, you got a Sophia. Yeah, I get it. One time in our Blood from a Stone game, Jed came in after I killed him a couple times. Was like, cool. My character's name's Phil. So I killed him.
There can only be one.
I was like, is it?
Highlander rules apply now.
Oh, is it? I see 12 vampires spawn who beg to differ, sir. All right, great. So we have Sophia, we have Sybil. Sophia.
Two S's.
Who shall be next?
Or is it with a C?
I think Sybil's with
For
an S.
Sybil. Sybil?
Sybil's with an S.
All
I
right,
didn't know
so,
you could
But
do
it's
that.
very susurrant.
So my understanding is that Jeremy has no idea. Mario seems to have an idea. Ka's kind of waiting and seeing what is needed. Mario, you want to go ahead and do yours now?
Sure.
Let's do yours. All right.
It's gonna be all luck, isn't it? So
Oh yeah, we're going.
And Philip, I just finished the thing, so I can actually put my.
Oh, wonderful.
So,
Hey guys, Jeremy has entered the chat.
yeah,
Glad you did that though. Congratulations.
thank you. Yeah. Turns
Mazel
out the
tov.
program I was using doesn't save. It doesn't ask you if you want to save if you accidentally press the X button on top
That's bad
right.
news.
So
That is
I
I
feel like
lost 2
that's
hours ago.
illegal.
yeah, it sucks.
We hate that
terrible.
program
Right.
Photoshop crashes and you haven't saved.
That's terrible. I'm really sorry. Well,
Me too.
start thinking about a character.
think fast, Chuckle Nuts.
Mario. Do you have a
That is
name
my
for this guy?
I do not. I'm terrible with coming up with names. I'm so bad.
We'll come to that soon. Don't you worry. But
Yeah.
you are going to be lowering 2 of your other traits to D6s and
Yes.
putting your luck at a D12.
Yes.
Which of your traits do you want to leave at a D8?
So, I was thinking because he's so lucky, he's like a handsome heir who just gets by on his good looks.
Love it.
It has to be
No,
intuition.
can he be a
everything else is
second
low.
son?
I would
Overlord?
say no. I'm gonna say I think you should leave your physicality. Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking his physicality.
Because all you do is you're just like, well, I guess I'll just go chop firewood.
Yeah, I look at I look at people and I'm just like, yo, can I have that drink? And they're like, sure.
All right, so yeah, that means you can't read people. I'm gonna adjust this here on your sheet. So you have a D6 in intuition.
So you're like
D6
hot. Like
Yeah.
He's in the bubble.
So you're
30
kind of
Rock.
a mooch too.
Yeah.
All right, so you have a D12 in luck, a D8 in physicality, a D6 in intuition, a D6 in knowledge. Do you have any ideas for specialties you'd like to have? Should one of them in physicality just be smolder?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Smolder.
All right. So whenever you smolder, you can roll 2 D8s, and if one's above 5, you've successfully smoldered for the situation. Do you have any other? Well, that was a successful smolder. Way to go.
I get what I want. I guess maybe since I'm used to getting what I want, I probably realize bribery works too in some fashion.
Bribery. I would say that's an intuition. So yeah, let's do you want to have bribery be a thing you're sort of good at?
Sure, yeah.
Great. So you
'Cause
can.
I'm used to getting what I want. Yeah.
I like the idea that you're like, I'm good looking. Can I have this? And they're like, no. You're like, fine then, money.
Fine, then. Option 2, then.
Money can be used to buy goods and services.
Is it the money or the money maker?
The
Either way,
Simpsons
yeah.
thing.
Explain.
Fool. Yeah.
What do you mean, brain? Explain.
Explain.
Alrighty. Perfect, sir. I'm pretty sure Fantasy Name Generator is gonna have some kind of like Fantasy Name Generator Agatha Christie. It might just have an Agatha Christie style name generator.
No. Give him a Welsh name with all the crazy
No.
You want a
characters.
weird Welsh name?
No.
I would like something I myself can pronounce, please.
Okay. Llewellyn Velout. Yeah, okay, sure.
Lelouch.
How about...
Lelouch?
Lelouch, yeah, I was gonna say Lelouch.
Lelouch.
Lelouch v Britannia?
Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, ba-dum,
I wouldn't even mind calling Lelouch, I guess.
No. You don't have to be Lelouch. We'll find a. I should have thought I would. This is the kind of stuff I usually have ahead of time. I did not think to have a like.
A name generator.
That
What if
is
there's a
very
Jane
unlike
Austen name generator? That might be close enough.
Regency.
Regency era, Regency, yeah, Regency name generator. That's a website, all right.
Wow.
You know what?
Let me get in on this.
All right.
Weatherby. Willoughby.
Weatherby.
Weatherby.
All right, let's try this. Roll a D. Wait, why aren't you giving me options? You're just saying that you have it? Whatever, I don't care. This one, maybe? Come on.
Wait, where are you putting this name?
And roll a D6.
Oh, I think I just had a decent name. Damn. Roll a D6?
Yeah.
1.
This feels like almost an appropriate name. We might want to slightly adjust part of it. It is Rupert Huntington Smythe.
Love it.
Wow, that does sound.
Rupert part. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, aside from the Rupert part, yeah.
Oh.
I'm
You
not
don't like
feeling
the Rupert?
Yeah,
Mm.
I'm not feeling Rupert, but I'm feeling the rest of it.
Okay.
Smite.
Well,
Mr.
we'll do.
Smite.
Here. I'm just gonna roll my ring, and I'll say the first like Britishy name that comes to whatever letter I roll. Y. Yorick. Okay. That wasn't great.
Alas, York.
Ludwig.
That's German though.
Yeah.
What was the Rick?
Roll a d10. Here we go. I'm just on fantasy name generator, just British names.
10.
Morgan.
That's another 1.
You rolled a 1. Sorry. Reginald. Reginald Huntington Smythe.
Absolutely.
There we go. Now that's the name.
Absolutely.
And
Reginald.
people call you Reggie, right?
No, you must refer to him as Reginald. Every
Reginald.
time.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
Yeah.
what they refer to you as, just so you know, I'm putting this into our chat here, that's how it was spelled. Reginald Huntington
Mr.
Smythe.
Huntington Smite. Are
Incredibly...
you a sir? Are you a sir, Mr. Smite?
Oh, no, I'm not
Please.
married.
Mr.
What?
Smythe is my
No,
father.
what? Are you a mister? No, I'm not married. I like this guy.
You're already in character. Wow.
All right, so he can smolder, he can bribe. You need one more specialty. Miss Smythe? Unmarried.
Senorito Smythe.
I don't know. We can.
Banter?
I'll think of something. We
Banter
can-
sounds like some skill you should have.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you'll hold off on
Socialize.
this thing. Perfect.
Yeah.
Great. So we have Reginald Huntington Smythe. Mister, no, please, I'm not married. That's amazing. That's a 10 out of 10 line. All right. So, Ka, do you want to wait and see? Or do you because we're so close to the end, do you just want to go ahead and stake a claim, or do you want to see
So
what Jeremy?
the only
thinks about it?
choice is between knowledge or physicality. So
I'll phrase it like this: right now, amongst our
I know
group,
there's 2 intuition characters and 1 sort of physicality, but mostly luck character.
there's not really 2 intuition characters. We have so far D12s are in luck and intuition.
Yeah.
Everything else is D8s. So if you do you think you're going to put a D12 somewhere?
Yes,
So
I'm
then
going to be D12 either in knowledge or physicality.
Perfect.
So intuition's a D6.
So
I'm just-
either a major or a professor.
Exactly.
Oh, you're going to be a major?
So here's the
Major.
major. All right.
Let's
So
catch 22.
Jeremy, are you feeling like playing a knowledge character like you
Usually.
always had when we
But
played?
also, hold on.
Yeah.
Maybe Jeremy should
kinda
Jeremy
wanna
go
do the
first
same.
because Jeremy might not be
The
trying
very
to
model
fill
of
things
a
out.
modern
you
major
know?
general.
Okay. Let's go, Jeremy.
Do you have any
Yeah, I
ideas,
don't
Jeremy?
want to play a knowledge character just because I have played that a lot of times. you know?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought too. So
So probably a physicality character.
Okay.
I
So
was
you
thinking
are.
something strange though, like an acrobat or something like that, and not like.
The circus.
I mean,
My
yeah.
God.
Here's the thing: in this system, and also kind of in real life, if you're an acrobat, you're actually incredibly strong.
Yeah.
So you'll
Yeah.
be able to do stuff. So in that case, so it sounds like he's going to be that. We'll build him in a second. So you'll probably go a D12 in your physicality.
Yeah.
How about
Perfect.
if he's a Houdini type of character?
What?
Houdini?
You could do a Houdini type. That's a fun option.
I mean,
yeah.
He
Which
was
means he's
very-
100%
I mean,
he was
he could be an
strong. He was-
acrobat
physicality
by day,
includes, like,
but a
sleight of
thief
hand.
by night.
Yes.
Like,
He was
So, yeah,
very.
that would be
He
great.
was
Yeah, I'll
very.
pick a
Um,
Houdini character.
He was
So,
very strong.
yeah.
At this point,
Sneaks into people's.
Ka. Are you really going to be Donal? Is that really going to be what you are?
well, I was gonna be so. It's just his. I've just put a lot of Dom characters.
I know. Yeah.
So Domhnall being an Irishman during this time, right after the Irish Civil War.
Oh.
A little bit rough. So let's not be a Dom character this time around. So
That makes sense. Unless you're Dom Perignon. Somebody just run me.
so
over
I'll be a
the
professor
board.
then.
There's nothing
All right.
worse than me. A
I'll just
professor. Wonderful.
Professor Plum. There we go.
Professor Plum. I love that. That's so cool.
Oh,
It's so original.
My cousin, when he was young, like, I think maybe at first either misheard or misread, but then into all of, teenage years just refused to not say it this way out of whatever. But he always referred to him as Professor Plump. And he would just be like, I'm going to be Professor Plump. And then when he was a little older, when he was moving the purple, little...
I always picked Plum because
Plum.
he's a nerd, I'm a nerd. He's a plum, I love plums. Like...
Also, side note, plums are so good.
I love plums, dude.
Damn.
I think this is why I ended up loving the color purple.
A friend of mine has got plum tree.
Anyway, yes. So
No, like the actual color.
Are you really gonna be Professor Plum?
No, it's not. That's just a working name for now.
Professor Plume. All right. So
we'll do the rest.
Professor
of
P.
Yeah. What? Any? You don't have to do all your
Hey,
specialties,
buddy.
but let's just get a couple of them figured out.
So let's see. Well,
What are you a professor
I'm a-
in? That should be one of your specialties.
are we all high rolling, high society types, or someone who can pass off as that type?
Yes, based on what's
Okay.
going on, you are all people who would be. Fortunately, no one so far has cut. Like, because we have 3 people who are either nobles or noble adjacent. It sounds like
All right.
Jeremy's going to be an acrobat, which I will say is like someone's brought you because you're
So,
interesting.
I'm considering
Okay.
being like acrobat / magician / performer of all kinds.
I mean, a Houdini type is very fun.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, so that makes sense. You're there. So if you're like an important professor, you could be
So
like.
I'll be a professor. I know Oxford is around. Was
Absolutely.
Cambridge founded yet?
Yeah. I believe. I'm gonna now look it
And-
up. I know Oxford.
And which one is more prestigious? And this is gonna
Okay,
probably set off at least
That's
one.
a huge debate, but I'm going to say Oxford, I believe, was founded in the year like
it's older than
10
some
something?
American civilizations. Yeah.
Cambridge is so oh my god, Cambridge is so new. It's barely even a school. It was founded in 1209.
Wow. New kids on the block here in Cambridge. Jeez. I really own the place.
Cambridge was founded in 1096. Oxford is
I'll be-
1096. Cambridge 1209. Pfft, new kid on the block.
Okay, I'll be a professor of. Well,
This is why I went to Stanford University.
However, neither of them are the oldest
university in England or just in general?
in the world. One
I have to guess
university
China.
is older than either of them. It
I have to
actually
go somewhere in China.
it beat Oxford only by 8 years.
China?
It is the
China.
University of Bologna, Italy.
Aha!
Bologna. I call Bologna on that.
I call Bologna.
Alright.
So funny, haha.
Okay, so what is a very prestigious type of professor?
Well,
Special
let's look
history?
at.
Economics?
Let's look
No.
at cutting edge
Oh,
fields.
It has to,
1930s.
it has to be like some sort of some politics or something like that.
I was gonna say it would have to be something like
Literature.
government or.
Let's have it just not be eugenics, and we'll be fine.
Oh, of course not.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Is it called-
Problem is,
what's it
a
called?
lot of people then were like, "Hey, this eugenics thing seems like a great idea."
Something phrenology, something.
Did they call it like political sciences back then?
Doubt it.
Hi everyone out there in chat. I hope you guys are enjoying. This is clearly, this is kind of what we said on the tin. It's just we're building characters and figuring stuff out. And since this is a game set in the real world, got to do some googling, because the last thing we
Research.
want is for this to not be historically accurate.
Realistic, yeah.
I also think of like a science professor could just be funny because since it's like so old, a lot of the information you say can actually be wrong, but they were right back then.
Oh,
man.
Yeah.
You haven't been.
wait, I know what you should be. Let me
Okay.
look up what the absolute earliest stuff.
You were out on a field of study for so long, you didn't come back.
You should. Would you like to be a? Did you guys know that
Okay.
like like Babbage. You should be a computer guy about, like computer tabulating machines. That's what they had at the time.
Like Babbage, huh?
Yeah, like a it was 1937. IBM was founded in 1937? Oh no, it was founded in 1911.
Damn.
Cool.
IBM's real.
So okay.
Ooh, or a professor of anthropology.
Or that too. Sorry, I'm
But the
just.
farthest you've been is like Italy. That'd be funny.
I'm a professor of anthropology. I've been all the way to Slough. Okay.
He could be like an Egyptologist or something.
That was very
Would
popular
travel-
at the time. That sort
Yeah.
of like adventurism and such.
So I'm just Indiana Jones. So
No, he was an
belongs in a
archaeologist.
museum.
Yeah.
he
Dressed
didn't do
up as
any
Agnes
math
Demian.
archaeology in any film. He didn't do any archaeology.
What are you
And-
talking about? He totally dug up the freaking.
And his students at the university.
He liberated
Ark.
that relic from that ridiculous temple.
And remember
Yeah.
how that
It
girl
belongs
just
in a museum.
That girl just wrote like "do me" on her eyes. So she closed her eyes and it says "do me." And then her
No, it says
friend,
love you, doesn't it?
Then her
Or
friend
something?
closes her eyes and says "on this table." And it's like,
I think we
whoa.
Come
saw very
on.
different movies. I think you saw the porn version.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw Indiana Bones. Anyway,
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Indiana's nuts.
All right, he's a professor of something.
all right.
That's totally what it was called.
Well, all I'm going to say is that it was the IBM was the computer tabulating recording company. So like they were basically using proto computers way before I ever thought they were. So if you want to be on a cutting edge thing, that's one option. But yes, anthropology is a thing. All of these sort of like problematic imperialism aside, Egyptology was a huge field at this time.
You know what? Well, no. Professor of medicine or doctor.
Ooh,
Doctor
you're
of
like
medicine.
a professor who teaches like a med
Yes.
school professor. Ah, perfect.
Yes. Oxford. They have to have a medical school in Oxford, right?
Double check, but I think it does. Yeah, Oxford Medical School. I mean, listen.
There we go.
I mean, it's,
You need a doctor in any of these mysteries. Someone who
That's-
says, "Yep,
that's
this guy's dead. He has no pulse."
Dead.
Are
I'm
you
a
sure,
doctor.
doctor?
But
even-
but in
even-
Clue, he totally faked it.
Yes, because he's the one good enough to tell. Even psychiatrists can tell if their patients are alive or dead.
Dead.
Oh,
He's
shucks.
dead, Jim.
perfect.
All right, there we go. Doctor of medicine.
Doctor of Medicine.
Let's see.
It's been a medical
So-
teaching school. Ooh, if we decide to have this be set in 1936, the clinical school, it's been teaching medical teaching since the 12th century, but the medical school was established in 1936.
a very new school. And that
So
was-
either this might be a little earlier than 36. We'll to see if it matters. But so basically, either you know it's about to open and you're excited that it's being formalized, or it just opened and you're excited to be shaping young minds.
Oh yes.
All right, so you are a professor of medicine. So in that case, why don't you go ahead and put anatomy in
That's my
your
specialty.
specialty? I would say
All right.
anatomy, and I would say like medical diagnosis. If you want to do sort of
Anatomy.
two separate things, those will be.
Is that two specialties or just one?
Ugh, I guess we can have it just be one. Yeah, you could just say
Yeah.
medicine. that's fine.
Diagnosis.
Medical. How about medical knowledge? Let's have that
All right.
be. Let's have that be your catch-all.
Medical knowledge. There we go.
Yeah.
All right.
Perfect.
So
All
let's
right.
see.
And now you get two more. And I will mention, it might make sense to put a specialty, to have one intuitive thing if you care for it. You can really, increase your ability to do that by making one of your specialties in your intuition. Or you can have them all just be knowledge and you're just you're the human dictionary.
What about things like poisons? Would you have a special knowledge in poisons?
If you want to have particular knowledge in poison, that would need to be a separate specialty. But also that would be,
Secret skill.
that would be mysterious. Ooh.
Was
If
he
you
in the
take
war?
a specialty in
If he doesn't
poison, I
take
can
poison,
guarantee
can I
you there
take-
will be no poison in this game.
Are you kidding me?
Well,
Hold on, KJ.
I'll make sure there is poison.
How
in
does-
this
Doesn't Agatha
No.
Christie have a bunch of poisons?
Oh, Agatha Christie, it's
Right.
like strychnine central. She's just shooting out the strychnine all over the place.
Okay, if Carl doesn't take poison, can I change my other thing to poison?
Are you just gonna tell that? By the way,
I
I'm
so
a
want to
poisoner.
poison somebody.
Well, I wonder who's a murderer.
Let's
Yeah,
talk about that
gee.
off stream in case it's helpful to you.
There's
Oh
a
my
person
God.
just
This person,
poisons
going,
out.
It's just
On
a
every
secondary
arm.
murder.
This
It's
person
not the main.
this victim will die of poison.
How does this
So
person
hard,
murder
guys.
poison? I wonder who it is. I don't know.
Yeah, I murdered somebody. But he
Hey
did
guys, I
first.
came here to poison somebody. I don't even know who it
Well, it
is.
seems the victim was shot. Who is it? This guy just twirling guns. I have no idea.
Like,
I don't know, I'm
they're
pretty sure they were
alive.
poisoned.
Yeah.
Wait a second, no! Then Professor Plum looks in and says, wait, no. Damn it, they're right. This bullet that penetrated his heart, it's covered in poison!
It was the poison that killed him, not the bullet.
Godford Pug, guy was stabbed, but he was already poisoned, died from poison by the time he was
Oh
stabbed.
God, we're all equally guilty because we all tried to kill him at the exact same time.
I thought about it for a minute.
Impressive.
So, Professor, good Professor, do you have other specialties you want to do, or you want to think about that, and we should move on to our escape artist?
We'll think about my secondary stuff, but just
Great.
establishing I'm a professor is good enough for me
You've,
for now.
you've got the shape of it. All right, great. Then we're gonna head over to Jeremy. So you're going to be some kind of
Hello.
performer type.
Yes.
Amazing.
Love it. Your physicality is going to be a D12. Are you on your sheet? Yeah, you're on sheet. Cool.
Yeah, I am.
So physicality D12. What is going to go down to a D6?
I think probably knowledge.
Either works
I think
for me.
yeah, knowledge should go down. I think.
Perfect. So put your physicality to a D12. Put your knowledge to a D6.
Okay.
It sounds like I think you should certainly do at least one of your physicality specialties should be some kind of performance. So I would say it can either be, I mean, you could do both as well, but you should either do like acrobatics or you should do like escape.
Sleight of hand. Or
Well, sleight of hand, sleight of hand is a separate thing than like Houdini escapes.
Okay.
Like if you're gonna be doing like throw your shoulder out, get yourself out of a straitjacket, that's a completely separate discipline. Now you do have a D12, so even to try that, you'll be starting at a good point. But because there's another thing about this game, you get an aha point whenever you roll a specialty, and they're both above 5.
Hmm.
So having them on a D12 is a really good thing because the odds they're both above on 5 on D12 is much higher.
Yeah.
But there's no specialties on luck.
I know, but I'm sorry.
But luck is pretty good.
But luck, I really think things are gonna work out well for you in luck, unless you just roll really bad in luck, and then I'll feel bad.
Can I ask
So
you
is
a-
No,
luck-
it won't.
Default D6 is luck or
Your default D6 is luck, yes.
yeah. Okay.
Sorry, KJ, what was that?
I just to clarify, so like these are our specialties and we have 3 of them, but like I have a D12 in intuition. Like if I want to do something that's not my specialty but still be under intuition, it's still fine, right? Like it's not like these are the only things I can do.
Any intuition thing you do, anything that uses that intuition, anything that uses like reading people or trying to like deceive people, any of that sort of like stuff where it's all about that, you use a D12. But when you do your vibe check to kind of get a vibe on any extra legal stuff going on, you roll 2 D12s because the world can suck it. So
Okay. I think my character's name is going to be the Immortal something, and he does like he has like a
Radvika?
Russian accent.
Oh man,
but,
that'd be so great if you died though.
yeah, no.
the
Yeah,
immortal,
there's
the
a
immortal
reason I'm
Lord
going for
Writhe?
this.
Is it the immortal Lord Writhe? Okay,
Yeah.
The
so
Immortal Joe.
But like he's
Immortal
immortal,
Joe.
and
Yeah.
he has like he plays up the Transylvanian accent because he has this like vampire persona because he's immortal.
but my
he really
name's
just
Jeff.
talks like normally. Yeah.
sure.
You are
but-
determined to never make a character I want to hang out with ever.
Absolutely
You're
not.
fucking determined.
So you could do the immortal Vlad, the immortal Dmitri, the immortal if you want to do like the alliteration, it could be the immortal Ilya, ILIE is a
the immortal Ivan.
The Immortal Ivan. Love it.
Now you're going Russian?
No, it's Transylvanian.
Transylvanian. It's very different.
But he's really Jeff.
Oh, that's interesting. If you're Transylvanian and I'm Hungarian.
She starts talking to Hungarian.
But he's not actually
Not
Transylvanian.
actually.
No, but Transylvania used to be a part of Hungary, and they lost it in World War One, and they are still pissed about it.
But the point is
I
that he's
swear.
not actually Transylvanian.
No,
he
yeah,
doesn't
so
know
it's
any
great.
of that.
So you can even talk to him like in Hungarian.
Yeah, the war, how
Ah,
terrible. Yeah.
I disappeared. I ducked behind the public plant. So because of that, yes,
I break my arm to get out of the room.
Yeah, like what is the? Do you
Well,
want
they're
to be? Do you want to
interesting.
be an escape artist? Do you want to be an acrobat? What is your?
Yeah, I want to be an escape artist, so that's why I'm immortal. They like all these things that would kill me. I get out of.
So go ahead and put just like escape artist. Put that as one of your specialties. Man, God, if the bad guys are dumb enough to like tie you up. That's so dumb.
It's gonna be funny. Like
But I
when he
assume
tries to
that-
demonstrate it the very first time, and he does end up dying by accident.
Yeah. I also like. Can escape artists also be like that? Also has to do with like picking locks and stuff, right?
Yeah,
It's
Houdini
like,
did.
you have to,
Yeah.
Like.
Yes,
Houdini did.
but I think that is a separate specialty.
Okay.
I think that's too. But here's the thing: if you still get a D12 on it,
Sure.
so like you don't have to waste two. But those are too wide-reaching. Are they?
Well, one's contortionist. That's different from being a lock.
Those because you're using so much different of your body. I sort of feel bad because I'm letting Ka get a lot under just medical knowledge, but also knowledge is always usually just more permissive anyway. So yeah, I think those have to be two separate. But again, you don't.
What if
have
I'm
to
breaking out of a lock that is meant to keep me somewhere? Does that count as escape artist?
Well, that's what Harry Houdini did. He escaped
Lockpicking?
from the most safest, unescapable prisons.
Yeah, it's all. Those are. I think those are two skills that are sort of separate.
He was also very
unfortunately.
strong.
But
I want one of my skills to be like performance.
that,
Theatrics.
sir, would be intuition.
Okay.
Yeah, sort of, and you can even call that like stage presence. Kind of keep it sort of more general purpose.
What else would it be?
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what we'll do. I will let you keep escape artist, but that only covers you like picking locks in like weird contortions that are on you.
Okay,
Like if you
that's
just
fine.
walk up to a door, you have to pick the lock yourself. How's
Yeah,
that?
that's fine.
Okay, cool. So you can keep escape artist, and that if there's that means any escape situation you can get out of.
Yeah.
Like if somebody says
Um,
the only way out of this room is to solve this crossword, you're like, good thing this is the one kind of crossword I can do when my arms are behind my legs.
Can I make misdirection another one of my specialties?
Yeah.
How misdirection?
Misdirection is in like I
Hey, look
make
over
you
there.
see one thing and I'm doing another thing behind my back or to the side so that you don't notice that I'm doing it. Or
Is
like,
that-
Hand?
it's a kind of sleight of hand, but specific.
You mean magic?
Yeah, in that case that could,
Yeah, it's like card tricks and stuff. Yeah.
yeah, misdirection, sure. You can put that in physicality then, that's fine. Misdirection. Oh my god. Has there ever been, I'm sure there's been a superhero or villain named Misdirection.
So yeah, I want to be like Immortal Ivan. My persona is like very outgoing and like flamboyant. And then you meet the actual me, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, I just did this for a paycheck, man. Like, come on.
So wait, but which persona will you be under at this party when you arrive?
Well,
Yeah,
of
are you the
course, I
hired
was
help, or-
invited as the Immortal
Okay.
Ivan.
And then when bodies show up, you're like,
And then
"Guys,
you-
what
holy
the fuck?"
shit!
I mean, oh my goodness.
That's fun. That's great. All right. Well, in
Maybe
that
should be
case, I think we
American.
do have
He was practicing his American accent. It's fine.
Ka, do we have an idea on your name?
All right.
We have everyone else's names, so it'd be great to have the names set up here.
Let's see. Let's make him Scottish. Some sort of Scottish.
Okay. So, Scottish name.
Professor.
Ah. So you're Sean Connery. So you're telling me.
Yes, I'm Sean.
Here,
My
Ka,
real
roll a
name should be
d10.
something
These are, I'll just start giving you some options here.
4.
Austin Gordon. That sounds like a race
Austin?
car driver.
Yes, there we go. Professor Austin Gordon. Dr. Austin Gordon. Dr. Gordon. Freeman.
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't you- Freeman.
All right, Professor.
Dr. Austin Gordon. I believe Doctor is the title that supersedes Professor in this case.
That's it.
Doctor or professor? Honestly, I think if you're a medical teacher, it would be doctor, not.
Yeah. there's
Ah.
separate disciplines,
But here's the trick. You
Okay.
do have a PhD as well as an MD,
Oh,
right?
so but a PhD is also they're both doctors either way.
Yeah,
They're
but,
both
but in
doctors,
terms of
but-
academics, professor is higher than doctor.
Professor is higher if you have if you are like,
in terms of academics. Yeah.
because you're at a teaching hospital.
Okay,
I think
yeah.
they also would call you, but you could also call yourself Dr. Austin Gordon, professor, or Professor Austin Gordon.
Yeah.
MD,
PhD, PhD,
MD, PhD, BBS,
Professor.
ABC.
Like I actually have a
PB&J.
PhD. Yeah.
PB&J.
B&J, BLT.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it's a professor
IBM.
of medicine. Yeah.
We'll just go with Dr. Austin Gordon for now. He's a professor. There we go.
I love that the website's called discoverphds.com.
All right. At Oxford. You are at Oxford?
Yep.
Professor.
Doctor.
No, really, your name should be like your name should be like your last name should be Dr. Docter. So you're Professor Doctor.
Doctor.
My name is
Doctor.
Professor Doctor of Medicine.
Yeah. I'm
Dr.
Professor
Doctor.
Doctor. The doctor.
Professor. What's our vector, Victor? We have clearance. Clarence.
Huh?
Who is
It's-
first? Who's
It's
on first?
strange, okay?
You tell your old man to drag Walton and Lanier up and down the court for 45 minutes.
Alright.
Son, you ever been to a
Okay,
total time in locker
All right.
rooms? Okay.
enough of that.
Yeah.
Alright. So my second specialty, I have a hobby in boxing.
Ooh.
Mm.
Love it. The fisticuffs. Then you can sort of call that
Oh, what did they call it back then?
the sweet science, pugilism.
Pugilism.
Yes, pugilist.
There we go.
Pugilist.
If you know those medical doctors. The main thing they like to do is make sure they inflict a bunch of
Right,
concussive
they
wounds and have
know
them
where
inflicted.
to hit to hurt the
Yeah.
most.
Discombobulate.
This is where you're like,
That is for your kidneys.
this is where your Scottish professor goes, all right, students, today I'm going to show you how to sew up someone's how to do stitches on someone's chin. You get over here. Why? All right. Sew it up.
Alright, laddie.
All right, laddie.
Don't worry. That wound heals, laddie.
Put your dukes up.
You will have a handsome scar.
Stop trying to hit me and hit me.
Alright, and the last skill,
Wow, this is an interesting group. The Immortal Ivan, Sybil Wilson.
I'm gonna
Dr.
hold on
Austin
to
Gordon.
that last skill in case I want to have some sort of tie with any other
Poison.
person.
Poison.
I'll say
Not
that you
poison.
guys will be. I'll sort of talk to you separately, and any sort of secrets people have
Sure.
can be sort of determined through that. But the good news is, this makes sense as people who would be invited to sort of a dinner like this. There's a good lineup of people. I love this. One of these, whether it's an heiress who's not actually landed aristocracy, an heir who's damn good looking it is, a mysterious, it's a foreigner, a Hungarian. That's the trouble. I mean, that's instantly what everyone
gosh.
thinks will do it.
She is automatically.
But a sort of a
Sus. Super sus.
Hungarian noble, a Transylvanian performer. He will probably get some looks as well. And a medical doctor above reproach. This is a great lineup of people to come to this party at this remote island, at this Channel Island, this Bailiwick, that will be determined by me later. But I know it is after 9 already. This has taken a bit longer than I thought because I've been kind of goofing around a lot. But we don't have to go super deep into it. But I want to talk a little bit about who your host is. And I want to talk about the connection some of you might have to your host. But I also want to talk about some connections between some of you. I'd love everyone here to, like... Actually, no, that's not true. Sometimes in Agatha Christie, there's just some random person there who no one else in the party knows. Do any of you think you know each other? Like, I feel like Sybil and Reginald have probably crossed paths before.
Probably.
Obviously, at the same parties. But...
Okay. Knows Reginald. Knows Sybil. Sybil or Reginald, in your time, sort of, do you think you guys are on okay terms, neutral terms, good terms, bad terms? What do you think the vibe between you is?
It depends on if he's actively, constantly trying to pursue her.
No.
No, then friends, they're good.
He's just living his best life.
Then they're good. I wasn't sure if he was gonna be like Phoenix. Like
No. He's not going that.
That's why I was like, wait.
No. He's not actually pursuing. He's got money. He doesn't need anything else. Right
Okay, then yeah, we're friends. We're cool. We're good.
Yeah, Reginald, you have no issues with this. You see her at parties. She sometimes has brought out the whatever. She can get people into.
Yeah.
They didn't really have to have speakeasies, but they sort of did. Anyway, all right, so very good. So you guys know each other. Do either of you think you know, based on how they've been described, do any of you think you have connections to any of the other guests? These are, like, for instance, like Sybil, did your father, like, did he know Dr. Gordon? You know?
Daddy or stepdaddy?
Like, daddy. Like,
no, he would not have.
He would not have, understood. Oh, yeah,
I may have,
you're
depending
American.
on
That's
how
right.
famous the immortal Ivan is, I may have at least heard of him.
Okay, do you want to, like, it doesn't have to be crazy, but, like, do you want to be a fan? You don't have to be, like, a fan, like, fanning out, fangirl stan, but, like, are you a fan? Have you enjoyed his performances before?
There's no, like, videos back. I mean, I don't know how she would have never seen a show, so I don't know.
Probably an article in, like,
No, if you've been around London High Life,
she's never seen a show. I'm telling you. She's
understood.
Never...
Fair enough. So yeah, you probably don't know him then. What about you? Do you think you might have seen Ivan's
it could be
shows
funny,
before?
actually. If
How
we
good
had
looking
met,
is
like-
Senor Ivan?
He's a
like
stage
fairly
guy.
attractive.
Yeah,
Oh, then she's a fan. Sorry, I take it back.
Yeah.
No, I it would be funny if you had met me, like, you didn't know I was a performer, but we had met at a party when I wasn't in my persona.
That would be
something like
fucking
that.
hilarious. I'm into it. Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Fuck yes. Oh my god.
And so, like, we had.
What is your
been,
name,
like,
not in
befriended each
persona?
other and- Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, something super normal, like John Steinberg or something. Like, I'm just like some
Yeah.
Jewish
Oh,
guy.
in the UK, that's way too exotic.
Okay, then.
William Smith.
Yeah.
Myth is
No,
a...
but I'm from America, I think.
Oh, then yeah,
Are
you could
you?
be John
Yeah.
Steinberg. That's fine.
John Smith? Yeah.
I want to be. That's just. I want to be like some Jewish guy.
That's very Houdini.
I will say that, yeah, I
Yeah.
probably have seen a show of
All
Mr.
right.
Any, like Jewish people.
Senor
who are
Ivan.
performers,
All right. Whereas, so
like, change
basically,
their
we're
name.
gonna say that you've seen his shows. Do you guys know each other? Like, have you gone backstage? Have you encountered him in stuff, or you've just seen his shows, so you'll recognize him, but you've never talked?
You know, with my luck, I probably would have somehow gotten backstage. Just like, oh, I can go back. Okay, cool. I can just go back and talk to him. Sure.
All right. So
Can I roll for whether I remember him?
Yeah.
whether you remember him, honestly, I'm gonna say that is not a situation for a role. He's too good looking to forget.
Yeah.
Yes.
Game recognizes game.
You saw that guy. You saw that guy and was like, "Oh fuck! Look, you could cut strawberries on those cheekbones."
Strawberry.
I thought I was 100% straight until this thing happened.
Oh my god. So I'm going to classify you guys as then.
People tell me to do shows, but they give me money anyway. Like,
all right. So in that case, Ivan has a fair connection to Sybil and a fair connection to Reginald. That just means you've met them in passing and everything's fine.
Yes.
Well, also, what's our age ranges? Since I'm a professor, I have to be on the older side.
Sure. How old is everyone?
Early 20s. Old enough to
I'll-
drink at the very least.
yeah,
I'll make
my
mine like 25.
I'd probably be like 22. Yeah.
60s.
60s.
Yeah,
Alright.
crazy old biddy.
So I'm
Great.
a professor, and I assume they just don't let someone even on the young end of 40 in there.
I think 45 would be a minimum for you.
There we go, 40. So let's just say 45. Yes.
Wow, in the 30s, you're already a foot in the grave at that point.
Oh man.
Great. All right. Cool. Sounds perfect.
Tell you, Lassie.
All right. So we have some stuff. Immortal Ivan. I think it's more fun if Ivan and Sophia have never crossed paths before. I think it would be more fun for her to like.
Yes.
So,
yes,
but Sophia, do you think you have ever encountered Reginald or Sybil before?
Sophia is into spiritualism, seances, that sort of thing. So if anybody is into that, went to a seance, it's possible. Otherwise, who knows? Also goes on cruises, like to Egypt and things like that.
Of course.
So could have.
Sybil
Cross paths.
won't have ever gone to one, but she has friends that like it.
Understood.
She has friends that really like everything, which is how she learns about everything, honestly. But yeah,
Perfect. All right. So,
she's just like the socialite version of, oh, I have a guy for that.
understood. So you probably haven't even quite met in passing, but you might have heard her name.
Yeah, okay,
Sounds
that's
good.
it. Makes sense.
So Sophia, do you think you and Dr. Gordon have ever crossed paths before? Obviously, if she's going on, probably he didn't go to any seances unless he's a very open-minded doctor, or he's just taking so much laudanum he doesn't know what to think anymore. Or maybe you met on a cruise.
So Egyptology was definitely in at the time, as we established. So I probably went on an Egyptology cruise at some point in
All
time.
right.
So we may have crossed paths, but
Do you think
I'm
you guys
guessing
had-
we don't really.
Were you sort of positive, neutral, or negative your interactions?
Neutral?
Yeah.
Depends on if he was faking the. Oh no, wait, wrong one.
All right. So we will say that you guys met on a cruise of the Nile, and you're.
But there's a crazy thing happened on there. So this detective,
What does
crazy
Gordon?
heiress died on
Yeah.
there, and this
What does
detective
Gordon think of
killed
seances?
Jorah. Oh, me? Let's see.
Yeah.
He's a Scottish lad.
What would
Scottish
Dr. Gordon
lad?
think of the seances?
Not a lad.
He was not a lad anymore.
Oh, a lad.
Seances.
Oh.
Uh,
And
I
yeah,
don't
you guys
think he's-
don't need to have connections.
I don't think he's the type of. I'm not gonna make him the kind of smart who's just snooty about everything. He is a little world weary at this point in time.
He's also a
Or at
medical
least he's-
doctor, so yeah, he's
Yeah,
not just like just an ivory tower type. You know,
Mhm.
he gets his hands dirty, or he gets his teaching assistant's hands dirty, his under professors. So, all right, so Professor Doctor, do you think you would have any? And the answer can be no. Like I'm just everyone now at least knows someone, so I'm feeling good about this. But like, do you think you've ever met the Immortal Ivan, met or seen the Immortal Ivan? Miss Sybil Wilson or Lord Reginald?
I have probably not met Mortal Ivan or John Steinbeck. Not Steinbeck.
Steinberger.
Steinberg. At all.
Burger.
Berg.
Steinberg.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Burger
Just-
is German, right?
Yeah.
He just
Isn't
performs
Burger's
like he
Jewish,
tries
Burger
to
is
get
Jewish.
people to read the book he
Yes,
just
there are Jews in Germany so
It's
far.
true. My family was one of them.
Okay. So if I would know anyone, it's not Sybil or Reginald, but their parents.
Right. So Sybil, let's say that you know Sybil's stepfather.
There we go. That would make sense. Yeah.
All right.
Oh my god, does HIPAA exist yet? Jesus, that's so terrifying. Like,
What?
I didn't serve as your doctor.
HIPAA doesn't exist anymore.
no, I know,
either.
but like, damn, you could just see that shit and like tattle on me.
Does what exist?
Oh, that means we have some tension here, because
Potentially. What
I
kind
know
of
your father. Yeah. Come on, Lassie. Your father would love to hear about all of this.
Honestly,
Yeah.
you have probably met Dr. Gordon. He's probably been at dinner at your house at some point, you know. Okay.
I guess, okay.
That's fun. You may not remember him.
Depends on what he's been doing with the doctor information, man.
Patient, you know.
He's not your doctor. Oh my god.
No,
Okay,
I
so-
know, but like they talk. They talk to each
all-
other.
Alright, so
The
so
little
perfect.
Doctor
Okay.
Gossip Network.
All right. Well, then I feel good about this. I think we have a good thing. I'm also going to. I think I'm going to go ahead and say that Baronet is the lowest.
Lowest rank.
Lowest British rank, or yeah.
Not Baroness, but Baronet.
Earl
That's
is pretty
requires more
low
leather.
too, isn't it? Earl?
Actually, wait. No. Do you want to be the lowest thing, Reginald, or should we kick you?
I'm probably not the favorite son since I'm just going around like
Well,
Gambling money and
what
just-
if you're a second son, so you are not inheriting, but you have some rich aunts who's gonna leave money for you when
that
they
probably
die?
sounds more
You'll-
accurate.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say because of that, because sometimes these rich people like multiple of their kids. So a baronet is not a peerage, so you don't have a peerage, but you are a baronet.
Mario's nodding his head like he understands the words that you just said.
It means what it means, guys, is you do have to refer to him as Lord Reginald.
Lord Reginald.
Lord Reginald.
Lord Reg. Lord Reggie.
Lord
There is such a-
Reginald.
Oh god, he's the youngest one of us and he outranks all of us.
Yep.
Oh man.
But so okay,
Yeah.
so thanks for doing that. Sorry, I know we're kind of we'll really try to wrap up here soon, guys. But now that we have your characters, now that we know where this game is taking place, now I can build a mystery in the next week and hope it doesn't unravel session 1. Lord in heaven. Do we want to talk for a few minutes about your host, who has invited you to this
Yes.
place? Your host. Do we want this host to be a man or a woman?
Man,
We have one vote for man.
Based on the setting, man who is
I
more
mean,
likely to own.
in Agatha Christie stories, like hosts are often not like it. It's
Oh.
I mean,
the case.
my next question is it an old person, young person? You know, is this like you know, young heiresses invite people for weekends and then they end up dead as the hook all the time. So like there's
that is
you
true.
know, it's kind of so it's basically what's the thing. That being said, most classic thing would be an old man. So do we want it to be a man or a woman?
Let me flip a coin on that.
Yeah, this is-
I like dead old white men. That's just
Okay.
well,
that's
men
my
different.
prejudice.
Man from coin.
well, there we go. We got
Man
luck.
from coin.
The luck from the lucky one says
Hey,
that it's a
his
man.
luck of the coin says it's a man. All right, so in that case, the host is a man. We want him to be old. We want him to be old, middle-aged, prime of his life.
Then why is he inviting a bunch of young people over?
Because he's a
Question.
weirdo.
Middle
He deserves to
age?
die.
He's trying to get in good with our parents, maybe?
Not
Oh.
super old, but I don't know, 50s maybe?
Okay, 50. Sure, he can be 50. Maybe he'll have some younger kids and heirs, and he's bringing you as people they can talk to.
Yeah.
Okay, so we will have this simply be a guy. Do you want him to be himself a member of the landed gentry? Is he an actual earl or a viscount or a marquess or something? Or
Isn't
is
that
this
Viscount?
or is this guy is it viscount? Oh, so
I
it was
think
viscount.
so. I could be
Um,
wrong.
Or is he new money? Is he like an American? who's like bought a
that's a good
nice house
question.
and he's very gauche and he hosts these kinds of things like that. What is your preference? And again, either of those options is very Agatha Christie.
I would love a classic old lord something. or
Okay, so
other.
he will be a lord. I'll tell you what, Lord Reginald, would you please, with your infinite luck, please roll me a d12. Make a luck roll. Let's see.
He's a king.
I'll see if there's another 1, but it's not a 1, it's a 10.
A 10. Great. Then I will say he is, just because I think I like it, he's a Marquess.
I do not know what that rank means.
Marquess is like
Is it
second highest.
over duke?
It's like just
Okay,
behind
under a duke?
It's just under a duke. It's above an earl. So he's like a fancy dude. He's the Marquess of whichever this fictional this Ballywick is. Wait, hold on. He might not be a Marquess. I gotta look up who's in charge of Jersey. Because we're basing it on Jersey, guys. It all goes back to Jersey and Guernsey.
It's a situation, isn't it?
Well, it's a bailiwick.
No. The person in charge of Jersey.
Gesundheit.
It's
You
a
son of a
situation.
bitch. You son of a bitch.
I'm genuinely I'm disgusted by you.
By the way, the
I can feel the
British,
disgust.
British things that how you do their lord this, duke of that, it's super complicated. The naming conventions.
Okay. We will say I'm gonna go with him being a Marquess. That's fun. I'm into him being high end. It'll work. I don't think he'll be the bailiff though, because
It's,
like the bailiwick
Phil.
of Jersey and the bailiwick of Guernsey is run by a bailiff.
Phil, it's a made up island. You make up the rules.
But
True.
I was told to base it on Jersey.
Loosely.
base it off
Loosely.
it.
No.
No.
You are using that as an excuse. Don't put that shit on us.
Yes.
The bailiff is the chief justice in each of the Channel Island bailiwicks of Guernsey and Jersey, serving as the
Kidding?
president of their legislature and having ceremonial and executive functions.
Okay.
And they're appointed by the crown. So it's like you don't even get to pick Jersey. All right. So we want him to be... I've heard the strongest requests for just an old-fashioned, kind of horrible old man.
Like, oh, it's fine. He's old. He died.
That's what his name will be. So he is the Lord...
He's Mr. Body.
He died of old age, friends. What about the knife wounds? They were there already. Pre-existing condition. I'm a doctor. I know what I'm talking about.
He had stabbed in the liveritis.
So the actual killer was himself.
I may not tell you. We may not know his name today. I kind of want
Alright.
to. I
Fair.
kind
Yeah, just make up some really
I think
cool
that was
ones.
the
Take
second
your time.
Conan mystery. Now that I think of it, where like some dude
Detective
commits
Conan?
suicide. Yeah, where like
Oh,
some
okay.
dude commits suicide and makes it look like his ex-lover killed him. Because honestly, I only remember like the first 3 stories of that, like, and then everything else is just like, all right, this is way
It's
too
been
much.
like
Alright, so-
5,000 episodes. So.
Here is my question. We've said that he's kind of like going to be like a sort of a whatever sort of jerkish kind of old lord.
It's very arrogant, right?
Arrogant, sure, yeah, if that's kind of the vibe. I do need a connection from all of you to him. We don't have to figure those all out on stream, but let's get a couple of them in at least before we sort of knock off here.
Probably be parents then.
I sort of got myself invited. Does he have a wife?
Do you want him to have a wife?
Yes.
Then make a luck roll.
Oh man,
Okay,
it's
what,
gonna be.
what do I
was the
roll?
entertainment,
D8?
I assume.
D8 on that?
A D.
A
I think for
D12?
you, it is a. It's a D8. Yes, roll a D8.
It's a 7.
7. He has a wife.
All right. So I cozied up to his wife on a cruise or some social occasion and got myself invited.
Perfect. Wonderful.
Maybe the wife is into seances.
Ooh, yeah, that's
spiritualism.
perfect. If anybody else has like an easy one, but I mean, as I'm thinking about it, some of these may need to be more secretive as I really kind of think this over. The vibe.
Some of what?
Some of how we know the dude.
I'm not sure,
I mean,
just because
I
like
assume I'd be the entertainment of the party.
I don't think this guy cares for your entertainment, but you're a notable enough person that you were somehow invited. I think we've established he has some 20-year-old heirs, and that's kind of why people like whom Reginald and Sybil probably know.
And the wife, is the wife the first wife or second wife? Is she younger than him?
Or are we going full Henry VIII? And this is like his.
Yeah, I mean the first wife.
What is it? Let me
Legend.
look at the list.
I don't know. But maybe
make
the
it-
wife is younger and she's.
Is it the first or
whatever.
second Jennifer?
You want the wife to be younger?
No, not necessarily. I'm just
That's
asking
right,
question.
Roll another d8.
Maybe she could be just somewhat younger, like not 20s, but
Sure.
She's 20. For sure.
it is a 4.
In that case, because you proposed it, not that you wanted it, but because you rolled under a 5, we will say that she is actually she's probably younger than him, but she's age appropriate for the time.
Okay.
So they have adult children together. She's okay.
Okay.
Gonna put age appropriate in parentheses under her entry. Let's see, how many heirs should they have? Anyone have a strong opinion? How many kids should they have with them?
Let's roll on it.
Roll on it.
Let's see, guys.
what are we?
I just rolled a 4, so that's a lot of damn kids. All right, well then.
That's a lot of suspects, is what I
Yeah,
hear.
there's a lot of suspects. So there's
Now we got some spicy.
So I now have numerous people. So I probably won't have too many other guests. You may be the only guest at the house here.
How
No,
many?
come on.
They
You know
don't
you're gonna have
all
like 20
to be
NPCs on this
there.
island.
Well, no,
One of
I know I
them
have
could
the
be-
staff. Obviously, I have the
course.
staff. But the number of guests at the table, like if there's 6 and there's 5 of you, there'll only be one other guest. There'll only be one other person at dinner for 12, because you wouldn't have 13.
Of course.
God, so many
we bust out
fucking
13,
NPCs, you
13.
guys. Damn it. Why can't you just have one kid? All right,
You
well,
love
actually going to
NPCs.
probably say that at this point, that's
Would've
where we're
made
going
3
to
other
call
NPCs.
we're going to say our session 0 will be at an end. But come back next week for chapter 1 of Murder by Murder, when we see Dr. Austin Green, the immortal Ivan, Miss Sybil Wilson, Lord Reginald Huntington Smythe, and Sophia Esterhaz of the Kingdom of Hungary gather at an island, perhaps in the Channel, or maybe I'll back off if we need to make it on a bailiwick, and it will simply be some other island in the UK for a delightful dinner and weekend with a horrible old Marquess. This is super fun. I'm really excited about this. I think this will be kind of a fun, different sort of game. It's pretty interesting to build characters and no one gets cantrips or magic or, there's kind of a fun vibe of that sort of stuff. I'll be contacting all of you to some extent. But maybe one of you will be getting an even more intense kind of contact where it's like, hey, your connection to this guy is that you end his life. So, and I'm gonna send that as a voice memo.
You have to do the whole
You have to use
thing
that
like
voice.
that. Yeah.
You've ended his life.
Oh God! what the
Imagine
cops
getting
are
that
listening.
paper. What's my connection? You ended his like. Oh
Your
wow.
connection to him is more intimate than any other could be. More intimate than that of a lover, a mother, or a father. You
And
saw
then,
the
like, for the
light
entire discussion, about the
go out of
character,
his
use that voice.
eyes. You were with him when he took his last breath, and you had the power to make it happen. I'm not telling you that you got an erotic thrill in the act, but I'm not saying you didn't.
She's dying.
Wow.
Congratulations.
I
want you to just, like,
that.
ask
You
mundane
just
things in
had
that voice.
to cross that line.
I will not
Can I
say
have 2
anything.
cheeseburgers? No
Yeah,
ketchup.
the salt.
Good evening, my dear shopkeep. My dear shopkeep here at the Jack in the Box. I would love 2 tacos, the sourdough Jack, curly fries, and a large Diet Sprite.
I'm sorry, sir, we don't have Diet Sprite.
That's
Fucking
fine.
quit like immediately and run out.
I also have one more request. This is something that is not on your menu. At least, I don't believe it is a part of any of your combos. In addition to my delicious food, served quickly, I would like to know one secret. I want you, through the anonymity,
firstborn child.
through the anonymity of this ordering device, please tell me something you've never told anyone. I just need to know. I'll tell you something.
Will that be the whole order, sir?
Sir, this is a Wendy's.
I really like that in that context, because that's just correcting.
It's like, I'm sorry. I thought this was a Jack in the Box. I will leave the line now and apologize for my transgression.
This is really awkward because there's a car behind me now. And I
Oh
can't
shit, I
see it.
can't back up. Very well. Just give me one of your little weird square burgers. And tell me about the first time you realized you would die. How old were you when you first sensed mortality? Was it the death of a beloved goldfish? Share this with me.
You traumatized some poor
I
16-year-old.
can't help but feel like he knew, like, this is a person that Philip specifically composed in real life, because that's too good to not be drawing from somewhere. You know what I mean?
It's just
Oh
what
my
he
God.
wishes he could do every time he goes into a drive.
I'm gonna tell you one of the most shocking. Well, that's not that shocking. I was at a restaurant, and it was like a restaurant where you got your food, but they had like a big like dessert counter, so you'd like stand up after your meal and do like, you know, and throw it on your bill or whatever. It was like kind of like nice, kind of like fancy, you know, LA place, whatever. And so I went there, and I talked to the people who worked there a lot and joked around, and they laughed because, like, one time I went up there and I said, guys, the selection tonight's kind of anemic, and the girl behind the counter goes, I knew you were gonna use some weird word. It's like, it's a normal word. What's your problem? Anyway, I asked her, I was like, is this frosting or icing on this dish? And she's like, I don't know. And I was like, well, I feel like you're a professional baker, so you should know. She's like, yeah, I know, and so whatever. But then I looked it up, and I was like, oh, okay. Frosting is like the soft thing. Icing is when you've got like a layer that hardens, that's like hard just sugar. And she goes, oh my gosh, I never knew that my whole life. And my reply to her was, well, I hope it's not your whole life. I hope you don't die tonight. I realized that was probably not a good thing to say to her.
That's not
Wow,
a thing to
Philip.
say to strangers.
But
I had a rapport.
I get the feeling you'd be. If a murder
you don't die
happened in
tonight.
your vicinity,
I'm
you would say
just-
everything wrong, and all the points would point to you.
I was just like, as I was leaving, as I was going home, I was like, please don't die tonight, lady. Just please don't have her die tonight. It'd be so bad.
I was
for me if
sincerely
she died
hoping that
tonight.
no one would die here. I didn't do anything, okay? Just putting it out there. My alibi is this.
No,
I didn't do this.
Officer, I will not claim an alibi. I will confess to the murder. She said she had gone her whole life being wrong. I would rather she be dead than a liar. I helped her.
God damn it.
Cool, everyone. Well, things got real normal with that voice at the end.
I feel like you. Where did you use that before? Because I know I've heard that voice before.
I mean, that's one of a stock kind of person I've done.
I mean,
That's it.
have you ever heard a trailer from the 90s?
In a
Yeah.
world
No, I mean I feel like
This Friday.
I've heard him use that somewhere.
I've used that for that's been a few people I've used.
I don't think
Off
he's been in
stream,
the
I've said
movie,
some
though.
horrific things in that voice before.
Even more horrific. Oh god.
Yeah. Well, everybody, thank you so much. This was a real treat with frosting, not icing. Don't go your whole life being wrong about that one. Next week, join us for Murder by Murder Chapter 1, where we will have these wonderful guests / suspects for this murder mystery excitement. Although there's going to be a lot of kids who could have done it now, apparently. In addition, join us Friday for what I really hope is Blood from a Stone, Chapter 54, Session Live. I think we'll get it this week.
Has it been that long?
We've got
It's been like 4 weeks of
between
that.
COVID and other just like it's been a minute. So hopefully that is this Friday. And then join us. It is genuinely heating up. Jeremy, I'll actually tell you about part of what was going on. I'm just going to tell you what was going on last night because you sort of were aware of the beginning of it. Last night in the Star Wars game, Lauren was playing with the other people because Lauren and Beth, basically Lyala and Kyra, were in the same body, and I had them literally playing the same body, and they'd have to make like rolls to coordinate walking. What was amazing about this was, in addition to that, Adelar's body was just empty, and they had to carry it around. And I pointed out, I was like, I could have put her spirit in his body temporarily. That would have been fun. I was like, no, this is
way
much
funnier
better.
doing that.
This is made better. So anyway, so that was silly stuff. So, but point is, the Star Wars game is kind of, we are coming towards the end of that. The past 2 sessions of that, both of our sort of, I think those were chapter 9s, I guess, were those were. Whatever that was this past week, both games like really moved things forward in a pretty crazy way, and a lot of stuff happened. So please join us for the final sessions of that, of Luminous Beings on Sunday nights, Crude Matter on Monday nights. As of now, we're still playing this holiday weekend, so it's going to be really fun stuff. So check that out. Subscribe to the channel if you can. Follow us if you can't. Yeah, and go to our About page to find out about all of our wonderful players. Go to our socials and find out about our Discord. And we do all sorts of stuff on Discord, and we're trying to do even more there. Come back next week for this murder mystery. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, have a lovely night. I don't have a sign-off figured out yet. Bye-bye.